It is Monday afternoon in the Queen City. It is Regina. The sixth time this city has hosted the Brier. All the action this week right here on TSN. We know the Men's World Curling Championship will be in Switzerland starting March the 30th. All of these teams competing for the right to be Team Canada. Our feature this afternoon, Alberta, Northern Ontario, all the action inside the Brand Center. Come on inside the building. As always, glad you're watching our coverage right here on TSN. Brian Mutrick, Kathy Gauthier, Russ Howard. Quick poll for my world-class analysts over here. Who had Team Cooey winning this morning? Huh? All right. Who had Team Jamie Cooey winning this morning? You know what? Full credit. We love this competition. We love the underdog stories. And Jamie Cooey brought his A game against Team Canada and Brad Gushue this morning.
Wide open hit to win the game, and full credit for the entire team effort. Jamie was looking at everything. Wide open hits through the port, angle freezes, doubles. He made everything.
First time ever that the Northwest Territories and Jamie Cooey himself has knocked off Team Canada. Glenn Kennedy, 89%. What a performance. Meantime, the other brother, Kevin Cooey, off to a rocky start.
It really has been a struggle this whole Brier. We saw glimpses of Cooey during Saskatchewan's game, but this morning it was all Quebec. Julien Tremblay had the opportunity in 7 for 4. He took it, and it was very short game. 8 ends, and they quit. Congratulations
to Team Quebec, but now the four-time Brier champ, Kevin Cooey, on some life support. So his brother, a big win, 7-5 over Team Canada. You saw the story, Quebec 11-6 over Alberta and Cooey. Other scores, it was Manuel handing Slachinski Alberta their first loss, and PEI winning 10-3. When you look at the standings, top 3 on either side will qualify. The head-to-head matchups are so critical as well. Case in point, we're focusing on Pool A. It's Bottcher, it's Bonot, and that is a massive setup for our feature coming up next. All right, Russ, let's begin with this team. Brendan Bottcher, we know he's #1 in Canada, #2 in the world. This young man has made 4 finals. Finally came through in 2021 in the bubble. Russ, what style of play is this year's team delivering that's making them so successful?
It's a very defensive style, in my opinion. I always went the other way when I played, but you need to come up with a team DNA. Bottcher loves to hit. He's really good at it. When you've got that kind of lined up, 12 Brier titles on this team, they can play any style you want, but he loves to hit. The only way that's going to work, though, is you make a lot of 95% as a team on their hits. Crazy.
And they're playing crazy right now. Great numbers. Meantime, a really nice story. Trevor Bonot out of Northern Ontario, Kathy. His first time here. My goodness, he looks like a veteran.
Well, he does, and we always say, oh, a Brier escape is going to be difficult, but he won a silver medal for Canada at the World Mixed. That gives him presence. He is calm and very cool. Even though the numbers may be better for Bottcher, look for leadership from this man.
He won those medals in 2017, representing Canada on the world stage. You know who's pumped up as well? I know we're excited, but Ben Hebert, his hometown in Regina, he's fired up for this Brier as well. We're all set. First rock, next.
Baby, now when it's all gone and everyone says you're so wrong, you're throwing your life. But you say, it's time to show it. Say so long to every time that you stole. Today's gonna be your yes. Today's gonna be your day.
And how do you like that?
The 2024 Montana's Brier is proudly presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. By PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. And by BKT Tires, growing together.
Tee us up for this afternoon's action.
Well, for Scott Howard, he's going to try to get back to even, taking on Andrew Simmons from Newfoundland and Labrador. That is better than his record. Catlin Schneider's team looked very good in their win last night. They'll take on James Grattan from New Brunswick. And Thomas Scoffin, coming off a big win last night, faces Matt Dunstone, who has been 81 and 79%. That is not what Matt expects to play or that we expect to see.
Alberta leading the way all-time, 29 Brier titles. It is time to meet the teams. Brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. And we begin with Team Bottcher. Your skip is Brendan Bottcher. At third, Mark Kennedy. At second, Brett Gallant. And lead, Ben Hebert. The team out of the Fort William Curling Club in Thunder Bay. Your skip, Trevor Bonot. At third, Mike McCarville. At second, Jordan Potts. And lead, Curtis Bird. Good crowd this afternoon. Rock colors, Alberta red, Northern Ontario throwing the yellow stones each and every game. There's that draw to the button. My goodness, great numbers on both sides. And keep in mind, those numbers closest to the button is one of the tiebreakers at the end of the week when it comes to the top three making the playoffs. So both strong numbers, but Alberta was a little bit better. So Alberta with hammer, and to kick things off, it is the lead from Northern Ontario. It is Curtis Bird.
You say Alberta a little bit better in the draw of the button. They've been a little bit better at everything. Hits, draws, strategy. It's unbelievable. This 95 is a team. But this will be interesting, Brian. The Rocks sanded last night. Anybody caught that morning show? They were going sideways, and a lot of teams got caught, especially on the finesse shots, that they just couldn't hold them like they did earlier in the week.
Kathy, did you catch that morning show?
Well, I heard that. I'm like, what do you mean, if anybody caught the morning? You have one job, Russ. One job.
Well, it wasn't on in the spa.
But you are so right. This morning, we saw incredible difference. Sometimes when you texture the stones, you see a little bit. The finish is stronger. Teams were taking in between the rings and the rubber to do the draws for the button, and half of the time they were over curling. So it has been a dramatic change, and that's something that the teams have to sort out.
Kathy, I thought we had mid-15s at some points for draws hog to hog this morning. It was lightning in some spots.
And that was one of Greg's objectives, Russ, is he didn't want to mess with the speed because the players really liked it. But he did want to get some curl, and he doesn't want to have to retouch them before the end of this event.
It's amazing what these top ice technicians can do. How do you get that much more curl and still maintain the speed? It's just amazing.
Greg Owasco is the chief ice technician for the event this year in Regina.
Normal? Yeah.
In on the first one, Bottcher could have thrown a corner guard, but sticking to his plan, he'll run it up and down as long as you want.
Always exciting, your first ever Brier appearance.
Gotta go!
We've seen wife Sarah many times at the Scotties representing Northern Ontario.
Just a little hot. No, I gave the same release. Look how much ice he's giving. Yeah, no, I wasn't pumping those at all. Weight's great. Clean. Weight's good. Clean.
12th Brier appearance for Gallant. Four-time Brier champ, a world champion. Winning the bronze medal with Gushu in 2022. All right, Russ, let's start with the keys to the game. Let's begin with Northern Ontario.
Well, high guards for this team. We just talked about it. Bottcher just loves to hit, and he's good at it. So make it a finesse game, which Trevor's very good at himself. And double center guards when they do not have hammer. That could shrink the scoring area for Alberta.
Close. Yep. Yep. Hard. Let's go, Mike. Hard, Mike. Right to it.
Meantime, Russ, Alberta's been so consistent, not just here, but all season long. Their keys.
Well, lead by example. Benny Hebert, 2 games yesterday, never missed a shot, 100% in both games. That has to put the heat on Northern Ontario right off the start of each end. And bail early if you're Alberta. Force the play into the rings, make it a hitting contest.
Keys to the game, brought to you by Purex Bathroom Tissue. It's pure comfort.
6 feet slower than draw to button?
Yes, I think you're safe with that.
Wow. That is some number for hammer efficiency.
No kidding.
Like plenty.
Yep. Line's good.
Room down
Weight's
for
good.
line mark. I think that's going to curl eventually.
I think we're perfect.
Russ, in talking to a number of the skips and players before this competition, and you bring up Team Bottcher, everyone pretty much says the same thing. A lot of the top teams have been up and down. Consistent here, Maybe they get to a slam final, but this is the one team, the Bottcher team coming in, that everyone to a man says has been the most consistent team coming in.
No kidding, right to the lineup, and you know they second and 2 slams, but Joel Retornaz has been unbeatable. So you throw those out. He's definitely by far been the best Canadian team at the 4 slams, which is kind of a litmus test for all the top teams. Qualified in virtually everything, and they're just. It's what you see. I went through the numbers this morning thinking, well, he loves to hit. How bad are their draws? Well, their draws are every bit as good as their hits. So where's the weakness?
But it's interesting when this team, sorry, Muds, when this team got together last year, Russ, we all said, who's going to beat them? They're so good. Each individual is an all-star. But they struggled last year. And so there is so much to be said for sticking it out for teams that are not getting the magic in the first year, because whatever it is that they've done and how they've communicated and how they've found their way, the difference between last year and this year is startling.
Kathy, to your point, so I talked to Ben Hebert before the competition. They really worked hard about bringing, you know, the 4 players and being more cohesive, really worked on the technical side of what they wanted to do. And he says that was really coming together. It's gelling at the right time. They qualified in every event. They won 3 times. And a lot of credit goes to that work ethic, and Paul Webster as well. Ben credits a lot of work with this team.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait, Spud. Wait. Kurt. Clean.
Mike McCarville continues a pretty up and down end. Our opening end here in our feature this afternoon.
Good.
Mike in his second Brier appearance, played in 2014 back at Kamloops with Jeff Curry. And another familiar last name, his wife Krista McCarville, who has been such a fierce competitor for many years at the Skies.
They've got it circled next year, Thunder
Yes.
Bay.
Clean.
Looking forward to it.
Clean. 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 Good mark. 9-2. Good mark. Good weight.
Good sweep, guys.
Good toss.
Thanks, bud.
I think you said a very important thing before the show started, Brian, that all these great players on Bottcher's team come from different successful skips. You know, you've got Cooey, you've got Gushu.
Yeah.
You know, and Bottcher plays maybe a different style. It had to take a bit of time to, what is our plan here? How are we going to solve this type of problem? When are we going to bail? When are we going to be aggressive? What are we going to do one up without? You know, there's all kinds of stuff you have to be on the same page to be this good.
Well, you go back to the Kevin Martin school with Mark Kennedy, Ben Hebert, their incredible run to back-to-back Briers, undefeated Olympic gold in Vancouver. And it takes time. You know, different personalities, strategies. I think the one thing, too, is they've really bonded off the ice a lot more this past summer.
Yes,
And it's really showing on the ice.
Yeah, you think Kennedy and Hebert with that great success with Kevin.
Not bad, but
Kevin, you know, if you left him the pin, that's what he was going to do. They're going to bring their style, whereas Bottcher might say, no, I want to play the run back.
Good sweep. 9-6. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Nice throw, Botch.
Good.
Both teams banking a little bit of time here.
I think, Kathy, we've seen more of the up and down in the first end than I ever remember. I think possibly because there's only one timeout.
That for sure. The teams are really having to be careful with their times. And in a team like Bottcher, who doesn't shy away from really thinking through options, you need that time. And that one timeout, it sounds like only 90 seconds, but it is so much more in terms of when you can pause and get some good input.
Was so impressed, Kathy, last night with Trevor and his play. You knew that was a special game for people back home in Northern Ontario. Brad Jacobs, now with Manitoba, Trevor Bonot, that extra end. And, you know, a lot of these coming down to measures too, Kathy. It was a fabulous game.
It's been a really interesting Brier. We talked about the 7 top teams in the country in this Brier, but the second tier of teams, they're so much closer to those teams than we think.
Nice throw, Botch. Weight's good.
The 5th blank this week for Team Alberta. Second only to Ontario early on this week at the Montana's Brier. As Bottcher picks a piece of the ice, charts it a little bit, puts that info in his back pocket. Glad you're with us for our feature here on TSN at the Montana's Brier. The blank in the first end, courtesy Team Alberta, Brett and Bottcher. So here in 2, once again Alberta with hammer.
Hits for Benny this afternoon. He doesn't get too many of those. Guards just slid in the rings.
4-time Brier champ Ben Heber
Oh, the double man.
makes the double.
He's just on fire.
What did you say? Back-to-back 100% games. You know, he is. There's something though about being comfortable where you are in your life, having done the things he's done, admitting and talking to him before this competition, you know, more towards the end of his career, and getting to play in another hometown Brier for him, and just over the moon. And you know what? You're having fun, enjoying the moment, playing free, and it's showing right now for Ben in this team.
Line's pretty
Was
close.
it ever?
You can go. Mike, to go a bit. Yep, gotta go. Hard, Mike. Hard, Mike. You gotta go hard. You gotta go.
They start yelling early the way these rocks are now. It's tough to hold them.
Hard. Hard, guys. Go, go, go. Whoa. We're coming out the other side.
Oh, well done.
Shot, George.
So Russ, this morning, and we were watching the morning draw, by the way, even in warm-up, and we had the Brad Gushu game, and we were watching him. They were taking the broom outside of the 12, I'd say about 3 or 4 inches, and it was getting easily to top 4, top button, easily. So a lot of swing right now.
It's a tough adjustment for the athletes. You know, I was kind of saying that some of these pop releases were costing the teams. That outward motion on some of the hack waders were tracking earlier in the week. All of a sudden, that's the way you have to throw it. A soft release now, it's game over. It's all over the guard.
And that is a huge adjustment.
Yeah.
You go from your regular release to having to change your release to having to change it again. And the curlers did want the stones to be textured. They absolutely
Yes.
did. But today is the day through this entire order, and tonight as well, that you'll see more misses and adjustments, if you will, as people figure it out.
Look at this shot. Hit, roll, behind the corner. Brett Gallant.
And we've seen hit and rolls for years, but Gallant had to throw that harder than he did all week. They had to take way more ice, and they managed it perfectly. Like, what an adjustment. That was, Kathy, you throw that much speed with that much ice, it wouldn't come close to touching it.
No, not at all.
Whoa. Yep. Yes. Hard. Whoa. 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 Yes.
Run it back and stuffs it. So it hangs out there in the weeds in the 12.
Bad luck.
Good back line.
That was a steal of 3 on sheet A for Ontario. Their first steal of the week. Also a blank on sheet B. And same story, sheet C.
Well, for Andrew Simmons, had to go way out in the wings to try to draw against 3, and he had gone through on his first one, just pulled back a little bit, got to a new path, and came short.
Get the weight right.
I'm going to go for the split here, Brian. It's a great call if you can make it. Otherwise, you're going to group them together. Almost have to throw enough weight here
We have
to
lots of weight. We're head clean.
be through the rings if you don't make contact.
Whoa, it's good. Hair heavy. Curl heavy. Curl. Hard bend. Hard bend. You got it. Easy. Hard. Whoa, now, whoa.
Look at the carve. Ben Heber carves it over, taps it in. There's the split. 2 now in the vicinity of that corner guard. And Alberta lies 3.
Oh, my goodness. How good's that?
Think you can get nose?
I got this. It's a sliver berry, not much. It's almost edges.
I think
Even
this
this is pretty good.
Yeah.
out for the Ontario. They haven't really missed a shot. A perfect hit and roll.
Okay.
They play the run back, make contact, which is an accomplishment in itself. Perfect split, and you're looking at 3. Not sure they can get enough of this top one. It's partly buried.
Yes!
Normal.
Gotta go!
Mike McCarville.
Really gotta go! Hard! Hard, Kurt!
Watch that yellow. Watch
Okay,
yellow.
I know. We're
Hit it.
okay. Good try.
And it is getting a little messy here in the second for Northern Ontario.
You could really say that's their only miss, too. It's just some great shot making by Alberta.
Can't go there. You get the triple.
It's that or put another one in, guys. Just not easy making a bunch of doubles with them.
Hey.
That looks like
You
triple.
only have 3 in the corner, right? So
Okay, you're right. Okay.
jeez.
Kind of lets me throw the same weight I just did, kind of, right?
Well, this is going to be Brendan's draw button line.
Yeah, I know.
How deep, Butch?
Back 4.
I'm looking
How
for
deep?
back 4.
Okay.
Guys, if I gave you what I just did coming this way, is that close?
Mark, back 8 plays here.
Oh, I know it does, buddy. I'm just trying to be ballpark.
Yeah.
What did you, yeah. go
Yeah,
for
I
it.
think that's close, Mark.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love that.
Remember, too, Mark Kennedy, 3 years. Northern Ontario, Brad Jacobs competing with those colors.
I got a little extra boost there. Line's
Could
good.
have guarded the easy double.
Backy.
If you don't get the guard in the right spots, you
Backy,
might see
back
Northern
four.
Ontario go around it and be shot rock buried.
Backy.
So this is the safest call,
Back
and that's
ball,
what
Becky.
Brendan Bottcher does.
All day long. 13-4. Yeah. Anywhere back here will play. That's good, Brett. That's good.
We're hanging around.
Oh, yeah. That'll play, Mark.
Thanks, Mark. That's good.
buddy.
That's a good spot.
Sorry.
Good.
Same kick.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, good shot.
Yep. Throw firm.
Okay.
Hey, Mikey. Here we go.
Whoa. Whoa.
They could all go if you can sliver the second one.
Hard, Jordan.
Fire, Jordan.
Mike McCarville,
Okay, good.
he'll get the 2, stick the shooter.
Shot, Mike.
A little more curl,
throw,
maybe.
man.
Would have got that back one on the way by.
Do you like normal?
Yeah.
You know, Rusty, I was looking at the difference between these teams beyond some of the obvious. And in terms of scoring points for, Bottcher's got 9 as an average and Northern Ontario 8. But where the real difference is that Northern Ontario gives up an average of 6.3 points as we see Red Rocks piling up, and Bottcher's team gives up 2. That is not a lot of
Yeah.
points to give
A
in a
little
game.
light.
Because at this moment, they're looking at a
Light.
3.
Bet.
Clean.
It's light.
Whoa. Curl. Whoa.
It's light.
Clean.
Great shot.
Boy, oh boy, just precision.
Shot, Mark.
Sweep, guys.
Shot.
3-time Brier champ. In his 13th Brier appearance for Mark Kennedy.
Huh, great.
Okay, so this should be a little straighter, right?
I think so. I like that. Good broom placement. I think that was perfect.
Your first one, that was the place to put it. Like top 4, top 8
I know,
was
I know.
death.
Yeah. Or draw the button paths. They're just sliding a
Little
little
better.
better. Like I got a 15 on Jordan's draw, top
Yeah.
4.
That's in turn.
Always talking, always mapping things out. That's the way to do it. Doubles there, Brian.
Half rocks, pretty close.
Okay.
We've seen him at the Canadian Mixed Doubles Curling Championship a couple of times. Kathy talked about that gold medal at the Canadian Mixed Curling Championship 2017, and then a silver on the world stage in Switzerland that year. Skip Stone's here in 2, needs a good one.
Boys, gotta go.
Trevor Bonot got one
Shot, buddy.
across,
Nice,
got 2. Lovely.
Perfect.
Oh, boy.
That's on, man. Right at it.
2 great doubles here to limit the damage for sure. You're going to have a chance at another one.
I just, yeah, we were hoping so.
Yeah.
It would be great. Okay. Make the double a little thinner.
Those is great.
Make it for sure.
In his
Same
8th
way.
Brier appearance.
Clean.
9-9.
Bronze last year in London.
Clean.
Also a bronze in Lethbridge in 2022.
Whoa! Little roll! Little roll! Little roll! Perfect. Perfect. Great shot, Butch.
Lovely. And that is a
Very nice.
tough double.
Take it 9.5.
Just little things like that, Brian. To hit and stay was all you wanted to do, but they actually took on possibly jamming it and rolling a little farther, making the double tougher.
Right on the sticker. Okay. It's not an easy double. You almost flirt with flash in this if you expect it to curl a hair, right? Yeah. Good spot.
Yeah.
Mark said it best. It's thin, and that
But awesome.
causes risk.
Okay.
Just firm on this one, though.
Okay. Close. Go. Hard.
Can he make it one more time? Another double attempt.
Hard.
Trevor Bonot got one and just drives it by. Great effort. But it will be the draw for two for Brendan Bottcher.
Good throw, man. We've definitely had better setups than that.
That's right, bud. Good throw, man. Just listen. Curled the better, or was it tight? Nope. More ice.
So close.
Practice, this is probably like a 13.75 now. Yeah.
I think we can take more and curl it, too.
Yeah. Oh, well. It's a good shot, man. It's close.
Positive draw from
Give us
yesterday.
ground a
Bottcher.
button, it'd be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a really good point. Once those stones start to curl, you can't hold them when they're as sharp as they are.
Oh, that's way more than draw button. I didn't think so.
And those draw numbers tied with the guy he's
Pretty
facing
live.
right now in Trevor Bonot.
Back four.
Final stone in two, just needs paint to score a pair.
Line's good.
Yeah, we're heavy.
Sliding.
Yeah.
Right in the
13-4.
draw path, too.
Might
You're gonna
need
get a
that
chunk of
backing
this,
if
though.
it curls that far.
Good botch.
Good botch.
Very
And
nice,
it
Bottcher.
will stop in time.
You're right.
So the team out of the Glencoe Curling Club in Calgary on the board. Glad you're with us as we step aside from Regina.
Get the depth right.
It is day 4. Montana's Brier here in Regina, the city hosting this wonderful championship for the 6th time. Last time we were here, it was Brad Gushu who was victorious. This year, all these teams, their eyes on the prize, being Team Canada and representing our country at the Men's Worlds. And our feature, Brendan Bottcher, drawing in for a pair. So play underway here at 3, and it is Northern Ontario with Hammer.
Really got to go, Mike.
Keep going.
Whoa, whoa.
Hard.
Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it.
Yep.
Look at this.
Hard. Yep.
Get behind that corner, and pretty good roll. Kathy, let's get started with our updates, and we begin with Sheet B, BC and New Brunswick.
Well, James Grattan was lying 1 and went to draw on his first. It's one of those guards that you see in front of the house, over curled and was light. That allowed Catlin Schneider to play a hit and roll to lie 2. And James tried to draw again on his second, wound up at the same spot. That extra curl is really hurting New Brunswick. This is a draw for 3.
Catlin Schneider, who lives about 30 minutes from Regina, talked about his company's bought a box, family, friends, his old football teammates, people from all the way from Lloydminster driving in, and they can cheer that on 3 on the board. He's representing BC, but there's a lot of Saskatchewan pride and fans backing up that guy. And a good end there.
Whoa. You're good, you're good, you're good. Very nice.
Catlin's 2 losses could have been wins. They were really close fights.
Very much so.
Bump.
Yeah.
Kathy, right back to you on Sheet C.
Well, Thomas Scoffin stuffed a double on his first and hit and rolled out on his second, and that leaves 2 stones in the house for Matt Dunstone. Draw for 3, needs paint.
We saw Sister Bailey in the crowd this week, and she was at the Scotties as well. Another great curling family as Matt Dunstone, who made the final last year, losing in London to Brad Gushu.
Well, and Buddy, we saw Bailey last night. If you remember, after the Scotties, she was going to play in the college championship and won gold.
Oh, excellent. Plays for Satan Calgary, the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology. And if you know the province and those schools, you would argue that's the 2nd best technical school, because Nate is the best in Edmonton. It's the one that I went to,
where you went,
obviously.
yes.
So,
Wow.
yeah. You're just surprised it went to school, Russ.
Well, yeah.
And it was 1 for Newfoundland Labrador. So we talked about Scott Howard, that steal of 3 to open things up. So a 2-point advantage, and Howard with hammer.
Whoa, whoa, straight. Straight. Whoa.
Hard.
Oh. Ah, good. Sorry. That's good. Good shot, Brett.
8.5-ish.
8.5, yeah.
What?
Firm.
All right, let's
Half or less. Third's fine.
Chance to make the double here. You've got a corner guard. You could go around it. It's early enough. You could play a freeze. Try to get an error and get a 2. You're not going to get too many times you're going to be able to score against Bottcher.
hard. Roll it, Kurt.
Jordan Potts, 1, and roll it onto the face or side of the face. Shot stone for now, Northern Ontario. He played in the Canadian Mixed Doubles Curling Championship with wife Sarah Potts in Ottawa back in 2015.
That's good.
Yeah, I like that ice.
Okay.
Try to save both red here, I believe.
Clean. Good.
Yep.
Hair heavy.
Clean. Yeah, heavy watch, a little hot. Clean. Whoa. Clean. Yep. Yep. Hard.
Trying to get that red to stick around, just a little too much heat, but the shooter is shot stone back 4.
Yep. Like normal? Sure. Probably just easier to call.
I don't mind control.
Control? Yeah.
Trying to set up a blank here now.
Yeah, no roll, yeah.
Let's go.
Stay away from that corner guard if that's what they want to do.
Yep. Go, yes. Hard. Gotta go. Right to it. Right to it, Jordan. Hard. Hard. Okay.
Oops. Sorry, buddy.
Must be a little quiet, eh? No. That was fine. Wait.
It's a great surface, Brian, because anything, hitting the broom's one thing, and we talked about it before, outward motion was a problem earlier in the week. Now the problem is you better throw the right weight on these shots, because if the Skip's got the broom in the right spot, that was a hair underthrown. They almost lost it. So much curl.
Clean.
Weight's good.
Clean. Yep.
The lefty, Mark Kennedy.
Yep. Hard bend. Hard. Clean.
Hard bend.
You're good.
Okay. Good sweep. Good sweep. Same weight just threw, yeah. Looked a little, it looked square the last one. Okay.
Weight's good. Control.
Whoa, close.
Whoa. Nope.
Just
No.
control.
Control up.
Whoa,
Whoa, close.
close. Yep, yes. Hard. Okay, we waited too long. Hard. Okay. A little bit, Kurt. Sorry, Mike.
Normal still.
Russ, in a situation like this where the rocks were first sharpened, did you just try to play it open as well, or would you just play your same style of game?
I always thought offense, I was trying to score more points than the other guys. So if we were comfortable with our rocks, we might go as fast as we can, hoping they couldn't catch on, But you're right. It makes sense to keep it, especially with Bottcher having hammer, keeping it simple till you're ready to go. I think it's a game time decision and how the guys are, how they did in practice even.
There's so much merit in both, because boy, if you can force your opponent to make tricky shots on ice that they don't know where to put it.
Hard,
Brett.
you gotta go real hard. Hard to hit it. Come on. Come on, buddy.
Still got it.
Hard.
Hard.
Oh, Botch. Okay, good sweep, guys.
Wow.
And now a chance to go behind that corner.
That's an unforced error that I have not seen this week in this team by anybody.
Sorry. Draw the button speed, eh?
Yeah.
But Kathy, to pick up on your guys' conversation with that, and I'll start with you, Russ. What if you're not confident? I mean,
Yeah,
maybe you're both
right.
not confident, right?
Yes.
So where are you at?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Then it's you're running up and down until you're confident.
Yeah. All good. It was a good hold.
Yep.
I mean, Kathy, we covered Brad Gushue this morning.
Yes.
5-time Brier champ, one of the best ever. You could, argue when it's all said and done, one of the best teams ever, yet he admitted, the ice every game has seemed different to him. And if he's trying to figure it out, I mean, he's one of the best ever.
Well, and you look at the other side of the sheet, because we talked about the Jamie Cooey versus Kevin Cooey. Kevin Cooey and Brad Gushue, two of the most experienced, successful skips. Both were really struggling with where to put the broom. And it wasn't execution in terms of technical. It was why are these rocks curling so much, and why isn't this one? And so both of them got themselves into some trouble because of that.
Well said. The other thing that happens when you're sanding these rocks constantly is they're rarely the same. So, all you have to have is your skip. Maybe Gushue had one a little sharper and it's all over the guard, or you can't hit and stay. And it's really important to figure the rocks out as fast as possible.
And just because you had them figured out before the sand doesn't mean they're the same now.
It's so true, Kathy. You come here with a book and you go, well, that's 7, 8, yellow, and sheet 4 is fine, but maybe they're not.
And Russ, imagine the information you could glean if you watched the morning show every now and then. Think about that.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. It's hard to work it all in with the spa and the great, wonderful buffet here.
So the rock behind the corner, Brendan Bottcher trying to follow, lock it on the shot stone, and try force Northern Ontario.
Gotta go to get it by.
Here comes that yellow. And out of nowhere, the one miss from Bottcher opens the door for a 2 here for Northern Ontario.
And there you go. And what led to that was a tough shot. What led to that error was just not hitting and staying. And Wayne Bonot used to say, if you can draw the 8-foot and you can hit and stay, you can win. And Bottcher couldn't hit and stay for whatever reason. Wow.
And those finesse shots now are so tough because you have to take the ice and believe it's going to curl. But once it starts to go, your sweepers cannot hold it regardless of how good they are.
And you can both speak to this. I mean, it's easy in the broadcast booth, right? You guys played at the highest level. Easy to talk about it up here, but different to figure it out when you're down there.
It just is. And it can get you. It really can.
No, just stop.
It's moving. You're okay.
Trevor Bonot just needs paint to tie things up at 2 in our feature here in Regina.
See, perfect.
You prefer that white Montana's barbecue paint, and pretty darn good. Back 4, 2 on the board. We're all tied up in our feature from the Brent Center. Welcome back as 2 on the board from Team Northern Ontario, and a really cool story leading up to getting to the Brier. So Krista McCarville and her team competing in Little Current, Ontario, driving back from Manitoulin Island. They had just won. However, they were keeping tabs on the men's team to see if indeed they could pull it off.
What does it look like? I don't know. Just look for Mike's arm. Look for Mike's arm. Let's put his hand out to shake.
And Team Bonot has won. They will represent Northern Ontario at the 2024 Brier.
That is awesome. Obviously, Sarah Potts, Krista McCarville, their team so thrilled that their husbands getting the opportunity. I'm just glad they kept the car on the road because there was a lot of excitement going on. But it just speaks to the passion, the family, the commitment, and the sacrifices my understanding too, the provincials, men and women, were in the same spot. It's just that the women had to get back to work, right? Family, kids, obligations. The men pulled it off, and that is a really special moment. And we really thank Krista McCarville, her team, for letting us share that with you at home. Pretty cool.
That's what it's all about. Fantastic.
Well, especially for Sarah and Krista, they've had an opportunity to go to so many Scotties, and to have your partner put in all that work and just not ever seeming to get through, and then finally they break through. You're just so excited.
There you go. Potts does got shots. That's awesome. Northern Ontario, they are loud. The Moose Call, they really support this team no matter where they are across the country, and that's why we're very excited to get back to Thunder Bay, a city I've actually never been to. And when you guys were up there for the Scotties, I was covering the women's hockey at the Olympics, so I wasn't able to make that trip, but very much looking forward to getting back to that part of the country and the world to enjoy the Scotties next year.
Well, I think I'm the one that I had a chance to play in the Scotties. I actually worked it. I think you spent the whole week in a hotel room. It's the last time we were there. Russ got sick and was not able to work.
Yes, I did.
And still hasn't figured out there's a morning show, but that's okay.
Shot, Brett. Good shot. 10-7. Yep.
Kathy, that looks like the 401 back in Ontario.
It is indeed a mess. That red stone, that is the shot stone. Matt Dunstone played a hit on his first one and moved that red stone to where it is. And so the real estate is extremely small for Thomas Scoffin if he wants to score two, but the draw is possible, especially with the rocks as sharp and as much movement as they have.
Waits there. Hair big.
That is a big brush on her feature to avoid the jam on the guard. Shot stone back 8.
Whoa. It's always tricks. Well, close.
They're going to have to carve this at the end if they can get it by.
And it just starts to go.
One red.
You can tell, Kathy, you know, you can tell by the sweeping call, they think that it's good 2/3 of the way down. All of a sudden, it's forget it.
Yeah, once it starts to go, it's...
Got to anticipate.
The single for Scoffin there, and a 3-1 lead for Dunstone.
Here's what I mean, Brian, about the hitting theories with Bottcher. There was a rock back 12. They've got hammer. Anything behind the tee line kind of helps the other team. Instead of going around and putting pressure on your opponent, they're going to hit their way out of this, which gives Northern Ontario some chances down the middle here with that center guard.
Clean. Yep. Really hard. Okay.
We're on the nose. Okay. Sorry, Brett. Good weight.
James Grattan, New Brunswick, out of the Gage Golf and Curling Association, or Amocto, taking on BC, Catlin Schneider.
And an opportunity for James to get two. He was facing two. Catlin was on his final. He played the slash, and he wound up stuffing it, and so left New Brunswick lying 1. James looking for a bite of the 8 for the 2.
Cool story, though, Kathy, as Drew Grattan is here. His son is an alternate, which is awesome. I know, Russ, you got to experience that with Steven before, and we see Glenn and Scott here as well. It's got to be cool.
Yeah, having Drew here is so cool for James. I'm sure he'll get into a couple of games at some point. That's nothing like it.
And a nice draw. So there you go. There's 2, and it's 3-2 BC after 3.
You nose it with hack?
Sure.
Everyone knows with hack?
I guess so.
Okay.
All of a sudden, these type of guards are not really in the windshield anymore. There's so much curl. They can get at this easily.
Right here. Clean.
Minimum.
Clean. Yep.
It's good.
Whoa. Clean. Whoa.
Just hack.
Whoa. Clean. Whoa.
Want to go behind the corner?
Whoa, curl.
Good shot. Great throw.
Good shot. 12-2.
Yep. Good hack.
On sheet A, a blank and 3, so it is Ontario Scott Howard with hammer leading by 2.
I thought Team Bottcher would hit and roll behind their own color there. If Northern Ontario ignored it, went around the center guard, you can get at it with this big curl today. Now it's a small scoring area if this rolls underneath.
Wait a bit,
Whoa. Yeah.
Wait's good.
Whoa.
We're good. Big hair up.
Whoa. Big Kurt then.
Little big.
Kurt.
Bumper.
Kurt. Hard, Kurt. Right to it. Hard. Whoa. Kurt, straight.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. That was bump, yeah.
Now they are going to go around the corner.
I think it's a normal intern, right?
Do you like board?
I think with that guard there, it's at least easy.
Easy? If you think it's normal, Mark, I'm cool with normal.
Russ, is maybe because now the play hit, you're above the tee line, and now's the time to roll behind? Or
Yeah,
what do you think?
that could be a lot to do with it, get it higher, but I'm pretty sure, unless there's a perfect come around, maybe top 8 foot, I think Bottcher's going to be able to dig it out. So I really like this play. Roll behind your own color, force them to raise a red one. Want to throw a little less weight here, but he can't because of that red corner guard.
Clean.
Just keep it a little straighter with this extra weight.
Whoa, curl. Clean. Yep. Hard. Come on, buddy. Whoa.
Trying to get that roll behind the corner. A little flip.
Try, Mark.
Close. Tough to be precise, though, Russ, for those shots.
It is. It just is. They thought they had it.
Close. Sorry. That's okay.
Quite a bit of weight to it. It's amazing. It still curled.
I think yours it came down when you threw it, or was just you were just
I
on your own?
I thought his kick was pretty good.
My kick was good, but it's my intern. It doesn't. I think it was me.
Okay.
I think you could trust this.
I'm throwing bump.
Yeah.
Because I think
Oh,
it'll
yeah.
come off that line.
Little H&R my way.
Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, just bump.
Weight's good.
Neat. Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. Whoa.
Close. Whoa.
Curl.
Sorry, Trev.
And a big roll, and that'll be wide open. Back 4.
Trevor throws a great rock. He's very square to the broom. Looks like he's sliding right on line. Tons of rotation, which pays dividends with these stones now.
The adder made it for separate.
Yeah, that's okay. You want to believe it's going to just take off, but this way's a little straighter.
Now we're overdoing it.
Yeah, no.
Okay, normal.
Which way are you rolling with this?
Brett's way. Yeah.
Okay.
This late in the end, it doesn't make sense to roll buried. A perfect freeze by Northern Ontario, and there goes your blank. So trying to roll towards Mark's broom. Let's give Brendan another chance to watch a hit come down there.
This team knew they'd qualify. Canadian team ranking system points, number 1 in Canada.
Hard.
A great season. And trying to cap that off at the Brier here in Regina.
I don't know.
Rolling just a foot here.
Okay, good.
And there is that roll.
Good throw, Botch. They're good.
It's 3 rocks for Brendan that he's missed tight
In all reality, the
in
better
a row.
one is here.
We all know why, but he's got to figure that out.
Oh, I threw that great, pal. 9-5. 9-5.
Blankets all day. That's a little tougher.
Okay, you think he throws a blanket for dead behind it? He
Well, you can throw with hack to bumper, and he's going to make it.
Okay.
Especially with this turn.
Yeah, he's going to go for it.
That rolls pretty hard, though. It's long, eh?
Yeah, so if it holds, it holds. I'll throw control. Yeah. And if it starts to move, play that.
Yeah, I got it, man. We'll go 2 options.
Roll behind the yellow, roll behind the red. They probably don't care.
I like
trying
roll
to
behind the yellow,
get a force here.
Either one.
Yeah.
The red's probably harder to
What
get.
what kind of weight?
Control.
Okay.
Like, it just holds better. Like, we're not.
I
nose
like
is fine at the end of the day, really.
Yeah.
Weight's good. Weight's good.
Yep.
Hard.
See, roll.
Hard.
Yep, hard.
Gotta go. Up.
Gotta go.
Okay. Yep. Was he yellow?
We thought he
I
said
thought
roll.
someone said roll.
I twisted over on it.
It's okay.
So the blank for Alberta.
Not missing many blanks anyways, even if he knows, but.
No, I know.
Decently played, Ed.
These shots, Russ,
Yeah,
did you throw just a heavier weight one? Did you like a quieter weight hack throw? Did you care?
For this one?
Yeah, you got a piece of ice you can chart.
Softer the weight, the better.
Yeah?
Because yeah, exactly. And it gives you some feel, too. There's no use just chucking it down there a million miles an hour. But you can watch Brendan watch this all the way down. Pick a spot you haven't seen.
See how it reacts and curls.
Is that way? 9. Good botch, good throw, bot. Blank.
2-2 tie, blank on the board. Our feature, Northern Ontario, Alberta, on TSN. Just after 3 p.m. local time here in Regina, Day 4, Montana's Brier here on TSN. In a 2-2 tie in our feature, 5th in. After a blank, it is Brendan Bottcher, Team Alberta with hammer, throwing the Red Rocks.
Go, 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 go.
Wait. Step out a little slower. I don't hate that at all.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Russ, you
It's
talked
always
about the
a
style
corner.
of Bottcher's play and its work this season. They've been dynamite. Is this
Yeah,
sort of
like that.
a carbon copy of what we would have expected? Is this kind of what you expected today?
Yeah, 100%. Like,
Yeah.
watch this call. Like you could throw a corner guard. You're tied. You'd love to get 2. Some teams would blank because it's an odd end, and, have hammer and 6. But this is Brendan to the tee. He's going to keep the front open. He's going to hit his way out of it. Can they draw? Absolutely. They've got all the shots, but you could play the come around. There's so many offensive shots, but in theory, he's right. He's got hammer.
Hard.
He can control the game.
Hard early. Gotta go hard, Botch.
Well, now they did change the call. They were talking about running back their own rock.
You gotta go real hard.
Yeah, he got called off by Mark Kennedy.
Okay.
Yeah, you could hear, Kathy, to your point, them kind of yell down the ice, let's throw the corner.
Keep her going, keep her going, keep
But
her
you're
going.
right, Russ. Brendan wanted to keep it very simple.
Yeah. He thinks hit first. Nothing wrong with that. It's certainly got him a long way.
I was going to say, who are we to judge?
Right.
Because look at the numbers, look at the percentages, and
Absolutely.
they're undefeated here.
Yeah. I think Mark's 98 for the week on his hit, so why wouldn't you keep it simple?
It's working till it's not working, right? So
Yeah,
keep it rolling. Whatever's working for you. What did Jack Nicklaus say? If you're on the range and you hit a cut, but you're hitting the draw on the range, hit the draw.
Hit the draw. Yeah, exactly.
Wait's good. Whoa. What's good?
It's a classic battle, these two teams, because Trevor would rather mix it up, throw long guards, play a finesse game. So it's tricky for both teams.
Oh. He's fine with it. He loves it. Okay. He's good here. Hold on, Bob, sometimes. Okay. So, yeah, boys.
Whoa.
Let him call it. Let him call it.
Do you want to try and spin the shooter in, or do you want to roll to there and try and get them both under?
Up to you. Whatever you're seeing.
I'm seeing normal. Kind of 3/4 high.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Okay.
Let's go, Brett. Can you get on the line here, pal?
I do like Kennedy's call, though, Brian, with that corner.
Your rock.
At some point, you have to force these top teams to tough shots. And that corner's going to be there for a while. As long as there's no rollout here, they got a good chance to get their 2.
Wait's good.
Clean.
Good. Good luck.
Yep. Whoa.
Little heavy.
Whoa.
Clean.
Curl. 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 Curl.
Get in there, Benny.
Man, they were trying to get both over near that corner.
That'll play, Brett.
9-ish.
Less weight would have made some sense there. Could have hit that thinner and rolled it on.
Whatever you see.
Bump.
Okay, there you go, Jordan.
Good weight. Clean. Bumper. Clean.
Just bump.
Close.
Yep. Hard. 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 You gotta go hard.
Hard.
Roll that.
Kurt, roll it.
Roll that.
Attaboy. Shot. Good weight.
And Potts hits and rolls away. Nice quiet weight.
It's this. Just bump 2, eh?
Yeah.
Good second shot.
I think for speed, if I give you draw to button speed,
Got to be close.
Yeah.
there's a quicker, probably quicker than that even.
So 14.75, I think, is your number.
Good boys.
Similar,
Just
couple feet slower than yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's still great.
The same
Yeah,
full
you might
12.
go to the wings too, Brett.
Maybe,
So
maybe almost yesterday's speed.
I think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't think any slower than yesterday.
Kathy Gauthier, what'd you have for us?
Well, after that stone that you see that is shot, that was a wonderful draw by Thomas Scoffin on his first. But after making that, you see that red stone out front. That was supposed to be a guard in front of it. Matt has taken a lot of looks. He's trying to cross the face, so to the right side of the broom of BJ. Both of those stones should go, and he has a biter, so this could be for 2.
In our feature, Bottcher and company trying to bury one behind the corner, and they will. Dunstone, buy it, hit it, jam that red. Look at the action. Those lively striking bands, and it works to perfection for 2 for Dunstone.
He's back.
No kidding. He had to take on the guard there, Kathy. Just whiskered by it.
Well, and that was the face of a confident last rock thrower.
Is it same as practice or a little bit better?
I want to say it's a few feet better.
Yeah. A few feet better?
He was telling us before the event he wasn't really happy with some of his interns before the event, and look at that one.
Well, and he walked off the sheet yesterday and said, I need to find a curling club.
Yes,
Wanted
Kath.
to work on technical.
We got to find some practice ice. That's right.
Back 12, back 8.
Close. Whoa, Jordan.
Fine, we're back 8.
Yep. Yes.
Hard.
Hard, Jordan. Go. Right
What
foot,
a push and scrub from Potts to hold that. Russ, to my eye, looked like a little softer release and a lot more curl there.
Yeah. But they picked up on it immediately. That was the key. Yeah, I didn't think that had a chance.
Full credit, Jordan Potts. I mean, head down, and he is working. Wow, just by that high guard.
Go on that.
Come on. That's good, Mike. What kind of weight are you seeing?
You see those percentages,
You got
Kathy,
it?
but
I think so.
they should have something up for effort brushing as well.
Play it dead
My
straight.
goodness.
It's one of those
Where do you wanna play the
assists that you
curl
just never see on the board, but so many great brushers out here just make those shots. That was a great example.
It's the exact weight he asked for.
Thin side, right?
Interesting call here. They're going to have Mark try to so firm hit weight, hit about a quarter to a half of this and try to stick it behind the corner guard, at least kill that buried rock, and then the other Northern Ontario is wide open.
You make this, though, and you're looking real good.
Yes.
Well,
2 behind the corner with hammer here. Mark Kennedy.
Hard!
Slash it, stick it. Oh, and he does.
Great shot, Mark. Go, bud.
That is just
Buddy.
really good.
Second and third shot
Beautiful.
stones, but man,
Pretty
that's
good,
something
Marcus.
now
Yeah,
for Northern Ontario to deal with.
Great shot.
Should I throw your rock or leave that for Trevor or what?
Rocks, this is a very important shot.
So one team trying to solve their
Same
problems
way.
with hitting, and one trying to get out of this with drawing.
There.
Yeah, so
And you've heard, Russ, conversations, subtle ones on both sides. This is an important shot. Use this rock. So clearly they are on it. They know what's up with the stones and what they're delivering with right now.
So true.
Same weight.
okay, back 8.
We're there.
Jordan, if you think it's
Max.
Mine's good.
Weight's close. Back 8.
Plenty of weight
Where
here.
are we?
Whoa, back 12.
Back 12.
Yep.
Yeah.
We need that rock.
I know. Go. Help. Go. We might as well kill it. Hard.
Take it. Okay.
Good audible from Skipper. They were trying to freeze there. If they'd not brushed it,
Good,
it
Mike.
might have curled too much. So they changed the call partway down and
Good, Mike.
brushed it far enough to kick it out of play.
I think the weight's probably normal.
There's no. Whatever doesn't go over the top.
Yeah, normal's safe.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I like it.
I like my intern.
Yeah, me too. Right there.
Okay.
Kathy, Ontario, Newfoundland, and Labrador.
Well, this was almost a blank attempt. Scott Howard hit on his final stone, and it rolled and rolled and rolled, but it caught on the very back of the rings. And so it is two
Gotta go, Dave.
that Andrew
Dave, you gotta
Simmons
go,
is
Dave.
facing, electing to play the draw.
Keep it out there, David. Gotta keep it out there.
With Colin Thomas, Stephen Trickett, Alex Smith,
Hard line,
out of the
boy.
Remax Center, St. John's Curling Club in Newfoundland, Labrador. Look out, that red stone coming up quickly, and can they spill in? They will, so that little rub works. In the meantime, our feature. Look at Mark Kennedy roll it over, shot stone in front of that yellow rock.
That's just not fair. You know, look at the first one he played. Peel weight, it's a quarter rock, sticks it Barry, rolls right across with perfect speed here, right in front.
Yeah, I like that try.
So good. They picked the right speed there. I heard Mark say to Brendan, pick the weight that won't roll across the top, and that's exactly what he threw. It was that little harder on that same angle. It goes right by the yellow.
No. Okay.
Back button weight.
Okay.
It's a little more than Mike had. So he gave me more. Sliver less.
Wade's
Get
good.
a little tight. Close. Where's the weight? Up. A little bit early.
Back button.
Might have to go for line,
Skip
guys.
Stones
Yeah.
0 and 5 and a 2-2 tie.
Gotta go, line.
It's not very
Hard
heavy.
everything. Hard, 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 hard. Stay on it, stay on it. Outshoot this thing. Hard, 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 hard.
Look at this curl. They want to outcount that red stone. They cannot.
What we were thinking it was
So
more.
Alberta
right?
lying
And then
1
just,
and
like,
3.
Not sure what happened.
Went.
We just go open side and take our deuce.
I think so.
Yeah.
You like
It looks
board?
like a board.
Yeah.
Half a rock with board.
I threw easy here and got about a foot of curl, right? Like we would have nosed it, probably board.
I took here. You got to here.
Do you like that with board
If
to
your
hit
weight's-
half
if your
rock?
weight's close, that's close. Yeah.
Two choices. You could split the rings, sit two. But by tapping this and hopefully
Board.
rolling away, not creating a double,
I threw
rolling
easy here,
into
but-
this type of area, now you're laying 3.
Right to the center line.
I think it's worth it. I heard Ben say, let's just split the rings. But
Half speed's full up here.
Speed's
as
great.
long as you roll deep here, you're still sitting 2 for sure. The error would be to just almost nose it. Brendan's had 3 rocks over curl on him, so they have to be proactive on the brushing here.
Whoa, 11.
Averaging 92% this week, so not as sharp so far in this game.
Gotta curl. Gotta go, Vanny, gotta go. Gotta go to touch it. Gotta go.
Ben Hebert, all he's got. Carve it over for Brendan Bottcher. Try touch, get a piece.
Sit. Hey, Botch.
Now the red will stick around back 12. Who is second shot?
So second shot.
Yeah, that's top.
7-4, right? I'll play that freeze again.
Same everything.
Can't tell you, Brian. It's very close.
So, you want that original ice yet? You narrowed it up to here.
I didn't. No, I give you middle right there.
Okay.
Do you think that ran normal?
No, I think
perfect.
that was a little grabby.
Just wonder if a few rocks down this path it got a little straighter. That's the only explanation. I like to throw.
Ran like different than I thought.
Brendan himself, the only one struggling on this team. Just 3 over curls, and that one he did it the other way.
Okay. Lock it on, guys. Line's a little better. Oh, it's more. It's more, guys.
As Bonot delivers, Kathy, BC, New Brunswick.
Well, Catlin faced 3 on his first. He played a run back. He did remove a New Brunswick stone, but rolled too far. It's in fact the red one right beside his broom. So facing 2, I believe he's trying to play the tap on the red stone that's in the top of the 12.
Meantime, Trevor Bonot trying to hold the angle. It's curling, and that will be shot stone.
Early a bit, early. Line's good. Room.
Is there enough room now for Brendan Bottcher to come down and tap it enough?
I think there is.
No, don't curl.
Update sheet in a 3-2 advantage for Catlin Schneider. Little tap. Very nice touch weight right to the Montana's button. And a 4-2 lead for Catlin Schneider.
Yeah.
You like hack? Yeah.
What was the weight in the last
That
one?
must have been what, an 11-4.
Real touch shot here. You can pick it clean and get
So I'm taking
one,
the same ice
possibly
for
2,
half.
depending on who's closer. But they'd love to tick that red on the way by and move that, save the shooter to sit 3.
Make it good for 3, but
I think the same ice will be good, maybe even minimum for hack. Lots of finish.
This will test
I like it.
Bottcher's touch because he's
Well, we had-
overthrew the last one or took too much ice, one or the other.
And you got one of the best guys to carve it in Ben Hebert if you need it.
Just don't overthrow it.
Final stone in 5 in a 2-2 tie. Can he find a way to score the 3?
Heavy hack. Whoa. Curl. Clean.
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 Yep.
Clean. Yep.
Hard.
Yep.
Come on, gotta go. Hard! Come on, Brett.
Hard, Brett. Hard, Brett.
It's got to be close by the guard, by the yellow. Tap it, move it enough. They got 1, they got 2. And I don't know about 3.
Yeah. Great sweep, guys.
2, I think, Brian. Just probably just over curled the tad.
Yeah, they kick it away, but 2 it is. So again, this Bottcher team finds a way to convert with hammer, and they lead again here in Regina.
The 2024 Montana's Brier is proudly presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. By Home Hardware, here's how. By Scotties Facial Tissue, unleash the Scotties. And by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
We are back in the prairies, just getting wound up at this year's Montana's Brier. Great action thus far, and this upcoming Sunday we will crown a champion. In our feature, Team Alberta with momentum. Another nice 2 on the board, doing a good job with hammer, and they have the lead after 5, taking on Northern Ontario. As you look, the 2 stands out certainly in the second, and then Bonot answers right back, a blank by Bottcher, and then just that patient play. A chance for 3, couldn't push it quite far enough, so the 2 on the board in 5. And you look at the draws, Brendan Bottcher, very nice. And overall, it is Bonot with a bit of the edge. After 5 is brought to you by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. They've been impressive thus far, the team from Northern Ontario. We'll step aside. Final 5 next from Branson.
I've played Brad. I think we're into the mid-80s. Lots of important games, lots of close games, and yeah, the past few years, they've been the best in Canada for sure.
Kevin's the type of guy that you always have to be very cautious of the shots you leave Kevin because he can make anything at any point. When we've had success in the past, we've been really good at making sure we position our rocks correctly. And if we could do that, we'll be successful. If not, he tends to make a lot against us.
Between these 2 skips, 9 Brier championships. Unbelievable. However, you look at their records, it's pretty much a must-win for both these teams. Gushue, Cooey, that's tonight, 8 Eastern time. Vic Rauter back in the booth, and we will have you covered here on TSN. And when you check the standings, we know Bottcher, Carruthers, McEwen in great shape. Jamie Cooey, 3-1. However, you see Gushue Pool B, that 2-2 record. And really, Kevin Cooey, 1-3. He could not lose another game Keep in mind, no tiebreaker games. It's those head-to-head matchups at the end of the week that matter. Then it's the draw to the button. So that makes tonight oh so critical. Glad you're with us for our feature. It is Alberta Bottcher, that 2 on the board after the blank and 4. So a 2-point cushion play underway here in 6. It is Northern Ontario with Yellowstones. They do have the hammer with play underway here inside the Brandt Centre.
Oh, hey.
Full credit to Mark Kennedy there calling the corner guard at the start of the end. This team is so talented. And, you know, you think what happened there, Bottcher missed his first rock virtually completely and still scored 2, almost got 3. I like, you know, this level, you have to put pressure on the other guy, and they did.
Russ, you had arguably during your time some of the best teams on the planet, so answer me this. Let's say your team's cooking, everyone's playing at a high level, but you're not feeling it. Maybe you're not quite there. How would you play? How did you play?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. Sometimes I would go after the opponent early, hoping that my team would set me up to this play. I'm just throwing a guard. And other times you run a little scared because you're not feeling it. And so it's really a skip's decision, and that can change during a game, during an event.
Would a guy like a Wayne Madaw or your brother say to you, okay, pal, let's go. Let's put the pedal down here.
Yep. No, for sure. And you do know, everybody knows each other, what they're capable of doing in that particular moment. And that's why you play those games together.
Gotta go. Really gotta go. Hard. Okay.
Okay, Jordan. Sorry, Jordan.
Kathy, you've been watching closely here at the Brandt Centre. What are you seeing?
Well, Scott Howard is perfect. He's at 100%. He's keeping the game simple, and that means Newfoundland and Labrador is facing multiple rocks. Catlin Schneider has played so well. He's playing confident at 90%, and James Grattan is just getting caught with that extra curl. It has been draw weight challenge. 44% is Thomas Scoffin, but a return to form for Matt Dunstone at 97. And for Bottcher, a little surprised in 3. And taking advantage so far has been Trevor Bonot.
Kathy, just back to Dunstone quickly, the finalist last year. I mean, what are you seeing? Is it him, the whole team, the confidence? What are you noticing?
Well, he was really frustrated the first 2, and I loved the comment we heard, let's get me to a curling club. It wasn't about draw weight. He was doing something technical, and the only way you can fix that is to go and work it out and not in a game. He has fixed whatever ailed him and is a different guy today. He's playing looser and lighter, and he's making everything.
Whoa. Curl! Curl, really gotta curl. Really gotta go, Kurt. Right to it.
The ground. Normal, eh?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And Potts will lose the shooter.
I like, if you're gonna play that, I like hitting.
You can roll this in if you want. Try that.
That's the best shot.
Not far from the shot you played last end, Mark.
You don't like 2 up. You don't like leaving your corner guard for your opponent.
Remember your old cross house?
This one.
Normal?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're hitting here, Russ, to try to roll in the paint?
Yeah. Double duty here. You want to kill the guard, and then there's virtually no chance of giving up 2. But if you could ever roll in, you might force Northern Ontario to a single.
Nine.
Clean. Clean.
Yep.
Clean.
Heavy?
Yep. Hard.
Weight's good.
Hard. Whoa.
Watch it.
There's the hit.
Yep.
Whoa.
And there's the roll.
Very good.
And there's the paint. Top 12, Mark Kennedy.
Mark is absolutely lighting it up this week.
So interesting story with him. So this summer, and I chatted with Mark as well, he's won everything. He's won the Olympic gold. He's won the Briers World Championship. So what does he do? Well, he reaches out this summer to try get a little edge and more experience. Russ, and he gave you a call.
Yeah, that was so cool. And, you know, you have to give a guy like Mark, you know, like you said, he's done arguably, because he hasn't skipped, the best player that hasn't skipped in our country, period. Greatest guy, and he just wants to get better. And so we just bounced around a few ideas, and he had a couple concerns and stuff that he wanted to talk about. And I have so much time for Mark or anybody that wants to just sit there and improve. How many other players go, oh, I'm Mark Kennedy. I don't need any help. Not him.
It's what makes the greats so great, whether it's a Tiger Woods or you look across the Kobe Bryants, whatever sport. You know, Jennifer Jones, who just stepped back from the game, always wanted to find an edge, always was working to be better.
Colleen the same way.
Heavy. Heavy. Curl.
Quite heavy.
Curl. Hard bend, you got it.
Play the
Clean.
roll.
Clean.
Yep.
Mark, go. Very good, Mark.
Good.
Sorry, fellas. Great sweep. Good sweeps.
A little thicker this time. We can just do this.
Yeah, he's got to bunch them up now, yeah.
What's that?
He's got to bunch them up, right? Oh, yeah.
What do you say?
We just like bunch it up again if we can. It might kick it out. Same way.
Okay.
Bunch it up, meaning hit roll right to it, right close to it, forcing Brendan Bottcher to roll away to stop a red double. Good roll by Mark again. Wanted to roll maybe 6 inches farther, but he couldn't roll out.
Whoa! Curl.
These are the little things that make a team like this so incredible, because you're forcing the other guy to make a perfect hit and roll at a high speed. It wasn't made. Now Brendan Bottcher has a simple shot to sit to.
Probably still in the house.
At this point, it's not looking like a blank.
But throw easy at it.
Sounds good, Botch. Yep.
Easy.
What are you doing?
Rolling away a rock.
Okay. You got a catcher here or no?
I think so.
Okay.
If you hit it clean, it would be in.
Okay.
You know, Kathy, it was so tough to see Glenn Howard show up here. He's got the bad body, the knees. It's just not to be.
Family genetics.
I'm not. Well, we don't have enough time for the flaws in the booth. But to get to watch your son compete at a high level and some of the shots Scott has made, it's got to be special.
Well, it does, for sure. This is a nose hit, a little bit of a roll maybe after Andrew Simmons drew at the back. That is good enough for the single. But so hard for Glenn. There's not a person I've met that loves the game more, and to be taken out of the game before you want to because of your knees is really tough.
Yeah, they were. Glenn started the year. He had meniscus surgery way back about 6 months before the season, and it looked 100%. He was playing well, and they were started slow in the year and got better and better and better till Penticton, and all of a sudden it was game over, and in came Scotty, and they haven't looked back.
Russ, I'm younger than him, and I've had that surgery. It's awful.
Yeah.
It took me probably 2.5 years, and I'm not an athlete, but it took me 2.5 years to finally feel normal with that one, and that's with a lot of work at the gym, strengthening your knee and area. And curling. I mean, I curl for fun still.
Yeah.
I couldn't even try to slide.
I had the same.
The pain is awful.
Yeah, I had the same surgery, and that's why I can't get up and watch the morning show.
Okay. I didn't know your knee worked the remote control, but that's a story for another show.
Okay, wait. You need to wait for it, guys. He's out there.
Wait,
Scott.
Whoa!
4 is our number here.
Back T.
Whoa!
Go back 4.
That's big. Kurt, if you can. I don't want
to. Cat, back 4.
Pretty big
plus.
rotation. It's
you can go now.
Might not dig in.
Whoa, careful now. Careful now. Sit down.
Okay.
Okay.
If I give you sweeping weight.
You saw in Bottcher's first stone as we were doing the update with Ontario, that little catcher left side of your screen that caught that yellow, and that little biter makes a difference.
Awareness by Ben Heber, too. He's at the far end going, do we have a catcher?
Yeah.
They didn't want to roll out, but they knew they had that option.
Kind of wait there, Botch. Easy. Same. I'm with you, though. Rolling out's better than nosing it.
Let it roll outside 8 foot.
Yeah.
If you want to be a better player, just listen to these guys. You don't even have to watch. Just listen to the thought process.
Weight's good. Easy. Whoa. Whoa. Curl. Curl. Curl, curl, curl. Clean. Straight. 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 Get over there. Oh, sorry, guys. Shoot.
Good throw, Botch. My bad, fellas.
Oh. Yep.
Wanted to roll a little farther to not leave a pocket here.
So more of a natural catcher for Bonot?
Yeah, it's a pretty much simpler shot now.
It's control. Okay.
Wonderful, and the hitting the corner guard and rolling in by Kennedy set this whole thing up.
Final stone in 6. Trevor Bonot.
Control. Clean. Control down.
Right now it is Team Alberta Bottcher line with 3.
Hard. Straight.
You got it.
Wants to hit and stick. He's got that catcher if he needs it. Little roll over, no problem. And a single for Northern Ontario. The team out of Thunder Bay. They've more than one, but it's Bottcher with hammer when we come back. There's a look at the Regina kid, 40-year-old Ben Hebert. He's had quite the curling career. The 4 Brier titles, been to the Olympics twice, a gold for Canada in Vancouver. But as he told me this summer, one of the coolest sports moments ever was golfing with this guy. He got paired up with Fred Couples, this at the Canyon Meadows Shaw Charity Classic in Calgary. What a thrill. He said, I was brutal in the front, I was 4 over, but I dialed it in, shot a 75. Got to meet one of the best ever in the game, and Fred Couples actually had dinner with him afterwards. And it's funny, guys, how small a world it is. As Ryan Getzlaf, the NHLer, a lot of years in Anaheim, Stanley Cup champ from Regina as well, and buddies with Ben. Well, apparently, him and Freddie the same golf club. So there was a FaceTime. They were laughing like, hey, you know this guy? Yeah, the big curler up in Canada, Ben Hebert. And to this day, apparently they keep in touch. So a really cool story, Ben Hebert getting to hang out with Freddie Couples.
Is it ever? Best swing in golf ever.
Not Ben's.
Not Ben, you know.
Just to clarify. But it's pretty special, and you know, going to the Olympics and that 2010, you had Crosby, the golden goal, you meet all the other athletes, and you had that experience as well. You go to the Olympics, you're Team Canada, and you get to brush shoulders with other athletes in different sports and make those connections.
Yeah, so lucky, so lucky. You just, because you normally don't do that in curling. It's all about the same guys at the bonspiels and the hotels and the airports, and now you're on this Team Canada, and you, like you say, there's Gretzky saying good luck tonight. You know, it's unbelievable.
Who were some of the moments that you remember at your Olympics with Brad Gushu and that team?
Had breakfast after we won the gold medal with Steve Yzerman and a couple of other guys, Forsberg.
Awesome.
You know, again, Gretzky came over a couple times. Bob Cole was a big fan because
legend,
being a Newfoundland resident, and he never missed a curling game.
Well, he curled into Briers.
That's
Bob
right.
Cole, and we interviewed him when Brad won in St. John's in 2017. And an iconic broadcaster, obviously, that his voice across Canada, many will never forget the voice of Bob Cole.
For sure.
In a 4-3 game in our feature, Alberta leading. And Bottcher with hammer. Gallant 1-2. He makes contact with all 3 yellows. Cleans things up a little bit up front.
A little better. Wanted to get that top red. It just had to curl a millimeter and got really lucky to have that yellow come back and stick buried.
Good shot.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. Those are still running straight. Yeah. Good toss.
Line guard. Little tight.
Go early, then.
Go early.
It's definitely a little higher. Hard, Mike. Where are we?
Just over and off.
Over, curling.
Not very heavy.
Over and off. Over and off. Whoa, 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 whoa.
You seem to be the tough ones, Kathy, with when you try to lob a guard just over the rings, it curls right out of your hand because you've thrown it so light.
It's almost like you can't take enough ice, and at some point it's going to stay out there. You cannot convince yourself how much you need.
Yeah, well said.
Is it the the best call?
Like we could hit and roll away right now. It's pretty good. Then if he makes it, then
Is
we
it
could
the
run
best
one
call?
in the house.
Like I could just hit and roll.
You could also split those, which would be a great shot.
I just went an inch high.
Thoughts?
Board.
My thought was the hit and roll.
Okay.
I mean, you could, if you ever just hair high this, all of a sudden, big trouble with the really good throws.
Okay.
Hit and roll away and be, you like that?
put it in. It's good.
Hey, buddy.
So much experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this.
Is that ice for Hack?
Yeah.
Lots of
Should
curl
be
close.
fully greased here, big dog.
Speed's good. Weight's nice.
Whoa.
Weight's good.
Whoa.
Clean it.
Clean.
Weight's good.
Clean.
Little down.
Clean.
Sweep that.
Clean.
Mark,
Clean.
clean it. Little down.
Clean. Clean. Yep. Yep.
Hard, Benny, hard, Benny, hard, Benny.
Help him. Hard. It's
Benny,
light.
Come on. I got this one.
Yellow. Hard, Botch. Come on, Botch.
Go, Botch. Keep going. Keep
Okay,
going.
good shot, Brett.
Good shot, Brett. Good throw.
Okay, good shot.
Wanted that one out, though. It might force Alberta to take a single at it later on here.
Good throw.
Yeah.
It's late. Sorry, should have been sweeping with them. I thought we were still killing it. My bad.
Those line shots, you get mesmerized by the line. You're so worried about getting tight to the guard that halfway down they didn't realize it wasn't going to have enough speed
Waits a
to
little
kick
bit.
that
Yes.
Northern
Heavy.
Ontario rock out of the rings.
Whoa. Hard. Whoa.
It's a tough shot.
Yep. Whoa. Yes. Yes. Hard. Don't roll.
Mike McCarville will hit and roll, and that'll settle. Back four, shot stone behind some cover.
Right behind the yellow, but the yellow's awful long.
Hack.
Okay, I like this.
Should be able to get
Guys,
at
we
this
haven't
thing.
seen a lot here.
I know it doesn't look good, but it's a
No,
high
it's good.
guard.
If I'm anywhere near the guard, the shot's missed by a mile.
Oh, yeah.
Hack!
If you're near the guard, we're
That
good.
speaks to the curl right
Yeah,
there.
doesn't it?
Guys, I'm going to play this like it's got a little bit of curl.
Yep.
I'll give you the right weight.
12 and a half, Mark.
Okay.
Clean.
Hack!
I got a hair heavy. Clean.
Weight's good.
Clean. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Mark's out turn here in
Hard.
7.
If your hair heavy,
Hard. Yeah. That'll play. Okay. That'll play.
Hoping to roll another foot or so and line up the red in front of the back yellow.
Nose. Okay. Right nose is good.
Mark threw that pretty hard. You got to be careful here not to have this curl right by.
Yes. Gotta go. Hard. Where's the weight? Whoa. Where's the weight? Yes. Hard.
Kathy Gaucher, over to you.
Well, 2 stones is what Andrew Simmons faces. I think at this point he's still trying to blank in this end. Needs to catch it about half, go across the top and roll out. Cannot roll out and give up another point.
And
But then
that
he's sweeping.
stone will go. All right.
Shot.
Great blank.
He's just waiting for an opportunity. He's had a couple.
Back 12-ish.
Yeah. Heavy draw, Mark. Is all we're throwing. Bud.
yellow guard's not in play.
Nope.
Stack 8.
So what can they do here, Russ? You see the broom, what is that, like a back 12 weight?
Yes. I think 2 choices here. You'd love to kill it, but I don't think you can. So maybe use it to your advantage. Maybe tap it, hit 3/4 of it, tap it back a couple feet, and then if there's an in-turn play by Northern Ontario, it could jam on this back yellow one if Mark's successful to be shot rock. I think shot rock's very important this late in the end.
Line, clean.
Back
Curl.
Big time curl.
Brett, you got it. Keep going.
Come on, Brett.
Keep going. You got it.
Come on, Brett.
Keep going.
Brett Gallant, good carve, get it over.
Hard on yellow.
Move it far enough.
Hard on yellow. Hard on yellow.
And
Good
who will
shot.
be shot stone when this all settles? It will be,
Very good.
for now, Alberta.
Sorry,
Wide
guys.
open.
Mega boost.
Yeah, it's been heavy.
Good sweep.
Shot, Mark.
Good sweep.
shot.
Hair heavier than they wanted, therefore didn't quite curl.
Sorry, Botch.
We got shot. Oh, for
Heavy.
what?
Heavy.
Wow. That's
Well-
pretty much back 12. Like, it might have been 2 feet heavy, but
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah,
6.
it was heavy to make the shot to get to where we wanted to. That's a run.
The run's tricky, eh? It's definitely a piece buried.
Mark managed to be shot
Unless we
rock,
get
and
right
that
behind the red,
changes things for Northern Ontario.
Which is possible.
Oh, the red, yeah, they're really overburied there.
Yeah.
We could probably
And
show.
then
We could probably show a piece here.
Yeah, and a 6 is a catcher if you leave it right here, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't hate this though.
He makes that roll back, we got to draw, right? Where does he go? Does he make the double? Yeah, I think so.
Probably makes the double.
He makes a good roll, but he got a good.
Probably
He
makes-
can't even make the roll. That's not a good. He's never calling that.
Yeah, Rory makes a double.
He's just making the double, and then we just hit the roll behind and give him a tough one, or tough lane.
Hit it and stick. Does he hits and rolls?
Well, if he does, then we're just freezing on him.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
right now, it might be better to nose.
Yeah.
Make
or
him
he
try
makes
to hit.
that.
Yeah, I think that's the call, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Control.
All because it's shot. If it had to have been yellow shot, they're going to sink one around that red guard, top button, top 4. So they're going to play the defensive shot now, knowing everything's behind the tee line. Even if
We're
Brendan
shot,
Bottcher
I'd
makes
be
a
fine, but-
yellow double, it'll be deep.
I think I like both options.
Yeah, you could
I
still
like
draw.
both, but if he chases the double, we could sink one on our last anyways. Yeah.
Clean. Clean. Yep. Yes. Hard, you gotta go. Hard to it.
Trying to
Hard
hold the
right
line here for Trevor Bonot.
Hard right to it. Okay.
Little roll inside. And Northern Ontario lies to here in 7 without.
Yeah, that's good.
Could we ever roll on top of his?
Yeah. 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 Are we too far if you roll buried here? Right behind the button, eh?
Yeah.
Not great. Okay.
Try and roll right over top onto his.
Sure.
Board.
I like that, Botch. Speed's really good here.
Okay.
I was thinking roll into this area. Most people would want to roll buried, but it's going to be behind the tee line, so that allows a freeze opportunity, then you're in big trouble. So try to, even though it doesn't seem to make sense, you want to be open. If Northern Ontario plays the come around, they have to make a good one, or Bottcher can chase it out of there for 2.
7.5, watch. Surface is really nice right
Russ,
now.
he's 96% on his hit and rolls so far this week.
That's crazy.
Probably 3-4 inches more than that, so it's got to be close.
Yep.
Okay.
Another reason why the style of play. He can roll behind a corner, set up a deuce.
A little heavy.
Tricky to roll that far though here.
Clean.
Got that yellow guard in the way.
Whoa. Clean, curl.
Brendan Bottcher, his first here at 7.
Curl. 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 Come on, Brett. Curl on. Curl.
Little curl, little roll, a little bit more.
Okay.
Good.
And it is shot
Good throw,
stone,
Botch. Really
back
good.
4.
Great shot.
Couldn't have thrown that
Good
much
shot.
better.
Yeah, good. Good.
Just barely got by.
Yeah, attaboy. Good scrub. Good sweep, buddy.
Yeah.
Great
Clean,
shot.
curl.
Great shot.
Curl.
Curl.
Curl. Curl. Come on, Brett. Curl on. Curl. Curl.
Gotta go. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Okay.
Good.
Good throw, Botch. Really good.
We're nosing this because then he doesn't have a blank.
Yeah.
Again, tricky. You can't wreck.
Hack.
You're giving up
We
2.
never get a sliver under, but nose is really good.
Yeah.
You roll left, it's a pretty easy blank.
Nose is great.
Here, more curl on this turn.
Close.
Weight's good.
Where are we?
Easy hop.
Hard. Whoa.
Just easy hop.
Close. Whoa.
Trying to force Alberta here in 7. Trevor
Gotta go.
Bonot pots a few
Gotta go.
last scrubs, hit it, avoid the jam, and
Okay, good
2
shot.
players
Good shot.
kind of collide. And is that double available?
Boy, I don't think so.
Could have been perfect. Yeah. Just jumped, eh? Yeah. Wasn't quite hot.
Yeah, they just got a little quiet, eh? Good shot, though.
Yeah. Like that?
So obviously, Mark's trying to get in there to sweep. Potts trying to finish his work up. No harm done. Nope.
Back line. Okay, knows it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's just that quiet wait, tap for the single here, Russ.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the weight right.
Yep.
Get the weight right is absolutely for sure. Anything heavy, it's a steal it too.
So a chance for a 2-point lead here in 7, final stone.
Hack.
Brendan Bottcher.
Heavy hack.
Clean.
Curl.
Curl. Clean.
Clean. Good hack. Clean. Hack weight.
Clean.
Clean it, guys. Clean it.
Yep.
Yep. Hack weight. Hard, Benny. Right to it. Right to it. Right to it. Oh, good shot, Botch. Really good.
Really nice control weight, the tap back and the single.
Good.
Team Alberta, Brendan Bottcher up by 2 in our feature in Regina. Welcome back to our coverage. The Montana's Brier this year, 2024 in Regina. Great to be back in the Queen City. It's been snowy and cold the last few days. Supposed to warm up though at the end of the week. And you can see by that release, maybe some debris for Curtis Bird to deal with, so he throws the spinner. Remember the old Nicodine shot? That spinner down the ice?
Exactly.
Obviously that's not his intention here, but good on him to try release it.
And he's got it too.
Good fix, man.
Get it down the ice. Yeah, tip your cap, Curtis Bird.
Great adjustment.
Attaboy, Kurt.
Don't ask me to do that again.
Let's see. Right here he gets about a 5-pound bass underneath that rock. You can feel it.
A little less rotation next time.
You know, we joke it won't make Sports
Rick has
Center,
a
but you
story
know
where
what?
he-
Good for him. And look at both leads. That is awesome numbers there, Kathy.
That is tremendous. And especially in a day where they are on the ice for the very first time with the sharpened rocks, you have to really think about what you're doing.
Good scrub, saving Brett Gallant to get it by and remove that yellow.
I wonder if you need that kind of weight on that shot, because he had to get close to the guard to do what he did.
All right.
Weight's close.
Line's great.
Yep.
Line's good. Just line.
Whoa, right over curl again. Whoa.
Hey, weight's great.
We're just top 8.
Go a hair.
Whoa.
Or just top, not quite, just top 8.
Whoa, never Kurt. Whoa.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Take a shot.
Shot, Jordan.
There's so much talk about the success early of this Northern Ontario team, and we have to tip our cap to Al Hackner. So great to see him here, the 2-time Brier champ, 2-time world champion. We've seen Rick Lang for years. His teammate coached the McCarville team at the Scotties. Russ, there is a competitor that you would have played against, and just so great to see him here at the Brier this week.
Oh, as good as it gets. The Iceman. Al was one of those guys, didn't matter what the ice was like. It didn't matter whether he was playing great or not great. He found a way to win. He just did.
I know, Kathy, you have a lot of respect for him as well.
He was, I fangirled, I'll tell you, 95 at the Worlds. It was a dream come true to have Al Hackner sitting right beside me. Just his demeanor when he made that wonderful shot against Pat Ryan. Sorry, Pat. Just a class act.
He was so calm in those big moments.
Spent some time coaching the USA program as well. Winter Games in 2018 for the women for the United States. And also inducted into the Canadian Curling Hall of Fame. Great to see Al Hackner here.
Hard, keep going.
Yeah, we're just top 4.
Hard. We got to go.
Every inch, guys. Every inch.
Hard. You got it. Go. Go.
That is a team shot to pull it top 12 for Northern Ontario.
Hack.
Well, you can't throw 100% every game, but my goodness, Brett Gallant's another strong showing here, Russ.
Yeah, he just missed that last one by a small. He actually touched the
it
peel
works.
and didn't get it out. But yeah, incredible. Just the front end for this team has just been unconscious, and then you go to this guy.
Yeah, you don't lose anything as you move through the order.
Yeah.
It's not like if we can get past the front end, we're good.
Yeah, when Brendan Bottcher's your worst curler, you're doing
Clean.
okay.
12.5. Yep. Clean. Clean. Yep. 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 Clean. Whoa. Whoa.
Big the middle would be nice.
Very good, Mark. Very good. Good shot. Good shot, Mark.
Shot.
Attaboy, Mark. Bob.
Kathy, right back to you over to Sheet A, Ontario, Newfoundland, and Labrador.
Well, we showed you last stand Andrew Simmons playing the double to roll out and blank, hoping to generate some points, but he is facing 3 in this end after Scott Howard hit, and all of them are around the 12-foot, so he needs to get to the 8-foot to score.
See a little less rotation here than some of the teams that play on tour. Those can dig in on you. Look at that. Watch it curl.
And you see Alex Smith there, the last few brushes for Newfoundland, Labrador. What a story. Alex Smith, it's been 35 years between Brier appearances for him. He was at the Brier in 1989, and he is back. So very cool to see him back at the show.
Did you time that last one?
Go.
McCarville gets both moving, but that one Alberta stone remains, back 8. And again, Mark Kennedy, what can you say? You throw 86%, so strong, yet
Easy.
you're going to take the minus to Mark Kennedy.
Okay. I've thrown this a couple times.
Hey, Mark.
Tough spot here for Alberta, though. Mark's got to roll this somewhere, or there could be a 2 on the board.
Speed's great.
Taking a ton of ice.
No, weight's
Clean.
good. Weight's real close.
Clean.
Mark Kennedy's out turn here in 8.
Clean.
Weight's good. Hair heavy.
Clean. Clean. Yep.
Roll.
Little roll.
Good.
Alberta lies 2.
All right, let's go, Mike.
Nose. Yeah. You like this?
Well, Kathy talked about him earlier, and it looks like Matt Dunstone
Like normal?
really finding his game, having a strong game versus Yukon, as that one will be handshakes soon.
Normal.
Yep. Yes.
Hard.
Hard.
Hold it.
Hard. Yes.
Mike McCarville. Get 1, get 2. Lovely double for Northern Ontario.
Well done.
Attaboy. Beauty.
Great rock positioning this end, and a lot of patience because Alberta's just about made everything, and they're hanging in here. Bottcher has to roll underneath now, or he could give up 2.
Normal.
Yeah.
Good sweep.
Roll it over to the line. Yep.
But they're going to roll the other way. They're going to try to roll under the left-hand rock. At least group them.
Weight's good. Clean.
Yep.
Yep. Whoa.
Hard.
Yep. Hard, Brett.
Hard.
Hard, Brett.
Hard, buddy.
Whoa. 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 Roll it.
Where does that shooter go?
Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Whoa. Now. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
What a roll. Shot stone
nice
behind
spot.
cover.
That's insane.
It's not fair.
No, it's
Very
not.
good.
It's just
Throw the
here,
ball.
Benny.
Good job, Botch. No.
Even my
He
PO.
freezes back while we're running.
We told
Hit it right
his
where I
stats
threw
earlier,
Yeah.
high 90s for hit and rolls this week, and On point, Brendan Bottcher.
I would say the average player out here for hit and roll, their success rate would, I'd be shocked if it was 50%. That's incredible.
I like the looks of the freeze better myself. What do you think? Yeah.
Okay. You like that?
Yep. Let's go.
T-line.
The speed's nice here.
Back button.
Better than drawing behind the corner. He's gonna just blow it up, right?
What, are we freezing this thing?
Yeah.
Our other option is behind the corner, eh?
Yeah, but it's so high that it.
Okay.
We already talked about it.
Okay.
T-line. Back button weight, guys.
Okay.
Taking almost 5.5 feet of ice to glue this on the corner. Other than a couple corner guards, I don't remember anything down here on the intern side. It should curl hard.
Weight's good.
You gotta go for weight or line. You gotta go hard line.
Weight's still good.
Hard!
Gotta go for weight. Weight's good. Light only. Light only.
Hard, we're on this thing. We just want to get both on.
You
Get
heard
off
on
that
the
thing.
top yellow, roll it in. It is still those shots stone. Team Alberta.
Just, that's what, I'd probably overcurled by a foot because it was only a couple feet light. It's so delicate now with the big curl.
T-line? Yeah, T-line.
15-3 over here was top
T-line?
button, right?
This path. Yes, yes.
T-line. Yeah.
And we want minimum T.
Okay. This should be max ice to bury, but I didn't want the guard to get in the equation.
They threw a 15-3 to like top 4.
And a look
top
at the
button
skips.
box.
Only 3% difference right now. Player comparisons brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. Trying to split the rings, lie to, and force Northern
I
Ontario.
would have said heavy.
Line's good.
Back T.
I had, okay.
Line's good.
I still think we gotta go hard. Hard.
To me.
Should be able to drag it here.
Come on.
We're not right there.
Come on. Curl.
Curl then.
Curl.
Curl. Keep going. Curl and go.
Curl and go.
Curl and go.
Curl and go.
Behind the corner,
You're good now.
second shot
Great
stone,
job,
guys.
14.
and the
Good
force
job,
is
Brett.
on here
Really good.
for Northern Ontario.
Good scrub, Brett.
Only 25% of the shots this week for Brendan Bottcher have been draws because of that style of play, and he's 92% for the week on them. That's pretty impressive too.
Oh, we got it lost, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have thought that was max to get all the way to edge 8.
Yeah.
Trevor Bonot
Line
needs a
big.
good one here. His final stone in 8,
Take a look.
drawing
Hold
against
it.
2.
Max.
Keep it clean.
It's fine.
There it goes. It's fine.
It's good, Trev.
All right. Yeah.
We are through 9
I keep getting the wrong rock.
in Regina. 9th end coming up, and it's a single on the board. 9th end to come. Bottcher leads with hammer up 5-4. Welcome back to Regina, and Montana's Brier here on TSN. A 5-4 lead for Alberta and Bottcher. That single on the board, nice draw from Trevor Bonot. So here at 9, up by 1, it is Bottcher. Red Rocks with hammer.
A little heavy, guys.
Clean.
Waist close.
Yep. 11. Yep. Hard, hard, hard. Hard, Brett. Gotta go, Brett.
Right to it.
Yep.
Hard.
Yep. Hard. Whoa.
Nose is good.
Okay. Okay. Good sweep. Little top's okay now.
Yep.
Top 8, top 4.
So we might, Kathy, see 2 center guards. Dragging the play into the rings against this team is
you're just looking to have it all scattered very quickly.
I think so.
Whoa, whoa.
Flying.
It's tough, you know. Benny's got two in good spots there, so you
Line's good.
can't wait too long to bump them around either.
Lane's good.
Right now, it's going to be a shooting gallery now.
Well, it is, and it's almost if do you want to lose by 1 or lose by 5? Does it really matter if you have a chance to get a couple of guards and maybe score a couple?
Absolutely.
These are running real straight, guys. Same as they have been.
Okay, get on that line then.
Here comes the shooting gallery.
Good. Easy. Very nice.
Good toss.
Well, they textured the rocks, and it looks like Matt Dunstone's textured his game a little bit because he is looking like a whole different player. Confident, some smiles on the ice, and Kathy, a 15-2 win.
Well, you came into the game, you know, or this event not looking particularly strong, a little shaky, and then we saw the frustration, heard the frustration yesterday, went and did some technical work and came out looking like the Matt Dunstone that we would expect. And it's not the start, it's how you finish the week, and they look pretty good this afternoon.
98% in that win this afternoon, Kathy. So good stuff from him.
Good shot, Jordan.
Okay.
High guard from Jordan Potts, and the broom down by Bottcher.
We had that same situation, Brian, at the Olympics in 06. Mark Nichols, the ice was ridiculously bad. He just couldn't get it going like he did at the trials. After the round robin, I said, let's get to a club. We found a club in Italy somewhere, and he threw a whole bunch of peels, and we changed it up that he'd extend a little bit on the peels as opposed to what he tried to do. He curled something like, I know it was 98 in the final, something like 93 or 94 in the semifinal. He single-handedly got us a gold medal.
Who found you that sheet of ice is what I want to know. They deserve a medal.
No kidding.
Okay, guys.
But it sometimes, you know, when you're that good, and like a Dunstone, it just, you know, no different than golf. You can come and go, and that's what you have to do. You have to go dig it out of the dirt, and full credit to Dunstone.
Well, and some people don't like to go to a different ice surface when they're playing on one, but he wasn't working on draw weight.
Right.
He was working on technical, so it really
Weight's
wouldn't
good,
matter
Max.
what the situation was. Teams have the opportunity to throw at night on the sheet they're going to play, but you're very limited, and in 10 minutes, you can't always fix whatever ails you.
Line's pretty good, though.
Whoa, 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 you're off.
Oh, it's just going sideways now. Sit.
Okay,
Okay,
that
Mike.
works.
Russ, how frustrating is the style of play to play against if you're Northern Ontario in this game?
Yeah, it drives you nuts. It really does. Especially, I found myself, because I was the other way. I wanted to get rocks and play, and you just can't. And Northern Ontario has made a ton of shots here, some good positioning. You know, and you kind of feel like they can't win this game, which obviously one miss and they're right back in it. But it's frustrating.
Keep him in a line.
Just kind of tap it, freeze. Anything by the way Jordan had?
Yeah, like I'd like to kill this one and tap it.
Oh, okay.
Well, wait. So it walks over sideways. Like if we guard again
Come
and
here.
it does rip, we could draw a butt.
Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
You know, there's a nice stagger down there. You know what I'm saying? Like we're kind of in one here.
The way they move at the end, I think
I don't want to just tap.
we definitely get shot.
You know what I mean? Like if we kill that and like.
BC up 5-3 over New Brunswick.
Catlin took a long time to decide. The potential was for 4 or 5, but James Grattan made a very good guard on his final stone. No way to do that. It forced Catlin to draw to the button, and he did.
Just give one rip at that and we throw a guard. And then you do that in your first, you think so?
Sure.
And if he does miss it, then you never know, right?
Yep. See what the boys say.
Yeah, okay.
The hard part for Northern Ontario here is you have to move those two reds. At some point, when you got 3 rocks left to do it.
Could be guard, because if I make the shot good, he just has a no-brainer, blast everything, and then you got the blank.
So are we guarding?
But just a guard, and then you like it?
Yeah. I don't mind it. I mean, the other option is getting rid of one of these and
Yeah. They just blast it to you like everything goes easy, eh? No matter
I
what.
know, but we're like
Be tempting, Kat, to
Yeah, I hear
hit
what
the
you're
yellow
saying. We're just
at
hoping
2 o'clock and roll over and be sitting second, third, and might eliminate a blank.
I agree.
I guess a blank's not horrible for Northern Ontario.
It looks like more.
It's
Where
not
are we?
awful.
It's not. It's the way Alberta executes, though. It's not great either.
Yeah, it looks like more.
Trying to find a way to force here without giving up two.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
halfway.
Right off, Jordan.
Look at that girl.
Lost his handle again. Okay.
Yeah, that look at the handles. It comes in.
Yeah.
The turn just comes right off of it.
Mike.
Okay, Mark, you're in the line.
I like your call though, Russ. If he feels this, you really need to start to move something. I think.
Yep. Clean. Good toss.
Another peel, Mark Kennedy.
Sweetie Mark, shot.
And those 2 rocks, they've been there for a long time. Top.
That's shot you called, right?
I think. I mean, that's
4
what we
foot,
got.
1-2. Alberta
Never get
lying
a
the
force.
2 with hammer here in
Once he
9.
Stuffs one,
Yeah.
and then we might get a force. Right?
Yeah, I got that.
Like bumper.
Yep.
So just a sliver high.
Just a sliver high. Nose is going to be pretty close.
Yeah, north is fine too.
Yep. Let's go. Yep.
So the shot I thought they might play last one, you can either hit it like that and roll way over here. Yes, Bottcher will be sitting 1, but you know you might have a chance at a double on your last one to force them. But I think what they're going to do is hit it a little thicker, kill this red, and maybe roll into this type area. Keep 2 yellows in front of that red one. And the really, really unfortunate part here is fraction off line. There's going to be an almost unmissable double for Brendan Bottcher. These are the ones that, you know, if you're Bottcher, you think, great, I should have a chance here. So hard to get the line right when there's 6 feet of curl.
Little down.
Skip Stones here in 9 and a 5-4 lead for Team Alberta.
Hard right to it. Hard.
Uh-oh.
That's what happens. And, you know, that's out of his hand. They're loving it.
guys.
Hair lighter than they wanted, and it takes off. Curls 5-6 inches more than
No
they
weight at
expected.
all.
Yeah. That's the shot. Okay. Okay. You just play it dead straight.
Throwing an out turn here.
Yeah. Now.
The key shot is brought to you by BKT Tires, growing together. As we take a look at this shot, Russ back in 8.
Well, you're saying the hit and roll percentage is off the charts. This changed the game. If this isn't made, it's a 2-ender. Look where this rolled. This is a team shot. Kennedy called it perfect. Ben knew where it was. Oh.
Very good.
Very, very good. Rolls it over behind cover. And the force was on. You see the single by Northern Ontario over his right shoulder in 8. And here in 9. Here comes the hit and the roll. Double opportunity here for Brendan Bottcher.
Curl. Keep curling.
Got one across, nudged the yellow.
Okay, shots.
Not ideal.
Good scrub.
Yeah.
And then
Sit
make
there,
him
right?
Make that.
Sure. Let him make a little run with there's definitely gonna be a hole. Just try to go.
Brendan like that one back. I think when you throw that hard, you take the curl of the equation. He just is on the wide side of the broom there.
Right on center, Mike.
Yeah. Okay.
They make the easy double. You're going to be in a possible raise double territory for Bottcher.
There's a chance. What way did you throw it?
Firm.
Okay. Nice and smooth, buddy.
Get the open one first, get the buried one, and you might even roll up a bit.
You really gotta go.
Trevor Bonot, final stone in 9. Facing a couple. 1, 2. Oh, a little scooch back up. And they will lie 2 for now with 1 to come from Brendan Bottcher.
Interesting.
I think that's.
You know what? That
bad.
might
That's
be
good, right?
golden.
What do they have for 2?
It's interesting.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Didn't want to get it that thick there for it rolled up. If it stops right there, there's a raised double. You can't miss it. But because it rolled a little farther, I don't think Brendan can
It's a big
pick that out of there. If you play this, that goes easy, but the yellow just kind of rolls into this area. So now they're
You
going
guys
to
like
go the
this?
other way. They're going to try to play the feather double.
Tick bang, eh? Yeah.
Tick bang, they call it. So it's hit the top one. Is if they hit about 2 inches this top one, they miss the back one, and it's a steal. Brian, and
What about hitting the one left of the broom as thick as you can, though, Russ? No.
the yellow?
Yeah, the yellow as thick as you
And
can.
straight back and make the double. I don't think he can
It's
quite
not
see
there?
enough. It's not by about a half an inch.
Okay. Here we go. Final stone in 9. 5-4. Alberta leads. Brendan Bottcher. And he wicks the yellow. And it's a steal of 1 for Northern Ontario. This team never quits. And we got a 5-5 tie after 9. Curtis Bird, Northern Ontario, taking this one right down to the wire. A steal of 1 there in 9, a 5-5 tie. So coming home in 10, it is Bottcher. Alberta Redstones with hammer. And another close finish to come here in Regina in our future game.
Top 4.
Been great fan support so far to start the Brier. There you see Mosaic Stadium, home to the Saskatchewan Roughriders of the Canadian Football League. And there is the great Richie Hall, a Roughriders legend, won a Grey Cup with the team back in 1989. He won 1 as a player, then 4 times winning as a defensive coordinator, and right now he is the D coach for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and obviously enjoying some curling on this Monday afternoon here inside Grant Center. Cool story too as we look at Richie Hall one more time. Big smile on his face watching some curling.
Go Big Blue.
Catlin Schneider played football for the University of Regina Rams as well. And you know, Catlin is representing BC, so there'll be a lot of football ties and fans in the house. And a nice wave there from Richie Hall. Very cool.
Both freeze attempts
Line's close. Top 12.
overcurled by a fraction.
Where?
It's getting a little messy down the center here.
Hard.
Hard line.
Mike.
Mike.
Hard line.
Got to go for speed too.
Good.
Hard.
Keep going.
Hard, you got it. Go, go, go.
Go.
Push hard.
Little rub.
Jeez.
Okay.
Makes all the difference. Foot more weight that gets
Your
by a
easiest play is
mile.
probably that.
Okay.
Across the top here, if they choose, they tight guard could come straight back and
Dead
make some
straight.
noise
Yeah.
down the middle here. Very thin half.
Hard. Hard. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Brett Gallant, 1, 2.
Good.
Okay.
And that yellow a little bit off the
Well
center.
played.
Not what they wanted.
Well, we just talked about Catlin Schneider and his football days in
Anything-
Regina. He's taking on New Brunswick, Kathy.
Well, that red stone that he shot was the final stone thrown by Catlin Schneider. It was absolutely perfect. He had no other choice. He couldn't get to the 2 yellow stones. And so for James, there's not a way to pick it out, but he's trying to have enough weight to just tap it back. If he can tap it back a foot, it's for 3.
Yeah, line. Okay, definitely a little more weight.
New Brunswick, James Grattan looking for their first win here in Regina. Catlin Schneider, a 1-2 record.
And that is over curling.
A little wick, though, and it was still coming in, but
You're good.
it'll be 6-3, BC leading after 9.
Sit.
And in our feature, those high guards are so tough to throw.
I'm sure Mike was seeing, but I got really much.
Hey, bud, good throw here.
Yeah. Clean. Yep. Clean.
And Kathy, another final between Ontario, Newfoundland, Labrador.
And Scott Howard is one of those teams that is now 2-2, but could be 4-0. Has played very, very well.
Thank you. Playing, Matty. Playing, Davey. Good day. Good game.
We want it in the same spot as mine, right?
So, yeah.
Nice setup here for Northern Ontario. We've got the guard guarding their rock, which is second at the moment, but the shot rock's exposed.
Just over.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
No, wait's good.
We're high.
Kurt.
We're seeing
Easy, Rock's gonna get there. Cross center. Line's there.
It will.
Cross center. Whoa, easy. Good. Whoa. Good
shot. Beauty, Mike. What turn do you like? Do we have to do this, guys?
Do we have to do that?
Jeez, I like it, guys.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine peeling for now.
No, I'm okay with it. I like the intern then. Is that okay?
Yeah.
It's a dangerous shot, though, because
Yeah. Go, Mark.
you have to hit this right where the broom is. You have to hit this thick to make the double, and you hit it here too thick, you're leaving the thrown rock right in the center line. And the upweight ability of all these athletes helps, but there can't be any error on the line.
Curl. Watch the shooter. Great.
Sorry, Botch. Sorry, fellas.
All right, Mark. Every shot now.
I know they say sorry, but those are so tough too, Russ, to make those shots.
Yeah, what, he's off by half an inch. And he had to miss that way. He didn't want to leave a guard.
I mean, he's going to pick us off the button.
I
You
know.
got a tough shot. If I can see any of this yellow, do I pick it and try to get ours as well? Tick, tick.
I got more.
I got more, yeah.
Whoa, where?
Half.
I heard Kennedy
Little more,
discussing
we can
it,
wait on
that
this.
it's a very easy shot for Northern Ontario to kill that red Bottcher rock, and then Northern Ontario's on the side of the button buried.
Weight's the same as the last one. It's coming down.
Yeah, we're okay.
Just Curdy.
Mike McCarville, another high guard here for Northern Ontario.
Whoa. Good.
Sit.
Very important to guard that yellow one
Mike.
because it might
Nice
come
fire.
back.
So you heard Mark under his breath talk about maybe the pick of this yellow stone.
Wow.
And the broom is down.
Wow.
He's hitting the back one now.
Yeah.
Is he ripping the house?
Yeah.
You like that?
Oh, yeah.
Tough shot. You can kill your own here just as easy.
Precision
Yeah.
needed. Mark Kennedy here in 10.
Clean. Whoa.
Right on that line for now.
Yes.
And he will pick it clean. Red Coast. What a shot by Mark Kennedy.
That is so
Great
good.
shot.
You kill your own. You probably don't win.
Oh, very good.
Good call, good patience. It looked like it was going to curl a little. It didn't.
Very nice.
It's the modern
think you
game.
were
With
either
these
making it the tick-tick
inserted
way,
rocks, you
or you were
throw
hitting it
8 seconds, 7 seconds. It's not going to go anywhere, no matter how much sanding they do.
We're thinking like we could go drop it here.
I think that's shot rock right now, right here. You probably get dead behind the red.
It's going so hard you can put anything out of sight.
Yeah. Dead behind the red's real good.
And I think pushing him and then doing something after, you'll give him the whole forefoot.
Like, yeah, so like draw now.
Draw now, you got 2 cracks at it.
Yep. Okay, so even here, eh? Like.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you could probably have a piece of the button and still be like buried behind the red.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. You guys, do you like that? Shot rock right now.
Is it either turn?
Pardon me?
Either turn, or what does it look like?
It's there with either
I
turn.
think this way it just looks more natural.
Yeah.
All right.
Like I didn't mind that either, and then on your last.
So where's our spot? Like back?
Like here, yeah.
Just
anywhere shot rock.
Button, anywhere shot rock, even here.
That's 2 calls.
Yeah, I know.
That's what we're talking about.
You'll probably have 2 cracks at it, so you got to be shot.
Like if we play this, he plays on us, right, and then we go there on our last one.
That's true. But then his shooter's going to stay there. You can use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a setup. This is kind of an all or nothing right now if we do this, but.
Well, I'm gonna have 2 shots. It's not all or nothing, right?
Yeah. 2 cracks at it.
And if I ever leave it here and he does something on this, maybe I'll leave something.
Yeah. We should throw at least one guard up, right?
If you like that, I like it.
Okay. I like it. Let's go. Let's just make it.
So we gotta fully bury so he doesn't have this, right?
Yeah, we want to bury by the red is ideal, right?
I mean, let's just get here.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to figure out exactly where we're going.
So Al Hackner comes out, timeout, brings us to the game story, brought to you by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. And Russ, what have you seen to this point?
Well, Bottcher's defense, but it's kept Northern Ontario in the game because they played so well too. Bottcher's been the better team, but that steal in 9, a perfect roll by Trevor's made the difference. Tie coming home.
100% for Bottcher on his draws. Overall, 81% compared to Trevor Bonot. And right now it is Alberta that shot stone behind the 2 yellow guards up front. Skip Scones to come, and Trevor Bonot needs a good one here.
Does he ever? I love Al's comment there, though. If you tap it back, you're top 8, and then you're guarding a shot that's not going to win again at this level. Now you got 2 tries to sink one here. My worry here is you've got to go so wide against the crowd. Haven't been out this wide for a while. It's tough to get the line and the speed. This could overcurl in a heartbeat.
Line's nice. Line looks really good.
Line's good.
Stay close.
I think we're T.
It'll go now.
We're T right now.
Yep, line. Hard. Hard weld this thing now.
Yeah.
You called it, Russ.
It's just you just haven't been there in a while, and
That weight was perfect.
Yeah, it just came off, eh?
No, the weight was perfect. We would have been T.
first Brier, Brian, you know, I've watched 6 billion games.
I just had to go a bit, eh?
Yeah, it's had to go earlier.
You had to be really aggressive on the brush on that.
Do we freeze our red? Do we live 2 right now?
Timeout, Alberta.
Yes.
Pretty good shot.
What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Let's be efficient
It's
here.
great, guys. The only thing, if we play the shot and we're here,
Hook it, you're dead.
and it's not ideal.
This is perfect. I get it though.
It's bonanza too. Yeah, I like that.
But
I like that a lot.
You don't have a lot of room for error with
What's
that.
he do right now?
He hits and rolls away.
We got the full 4-foot.
Yeah.
What's your gut? Tell me what you're thinking.
Well, my gut was here. Okay, I'm into that, Botch. Top button.
Yeah. Okay. I'm into it.
I mean, the line is, it's real close to the same shot. The problem with top button is this, guys. Most times we're here. You never want to be here.
I know. We don't have a lot of room for error. That's what I said.
Like, we go here, he makes the double. We
What
should
do you
have a
think
no-hit
if we don't throw? What does he do, Botch? You're here.
I think he's throwing an out-turn draw. Would be my guess.
Benny thinks he's hitting
nosing
this,
us.
and then we're drawing 4 foot.
He's gonna make us draw.
I don't mind this. It's just we gotta be precise.
How do we freeze ours? Those are our 2 shots, Botch. I'm comfortable with either.
This is good, and then if you,
I like that.
I mean, worst case, I don't want to throw this in your mind, but if you're here and he freezes, we should be able to blast it.
True.
Yeah. So, I think it's ice to
Top
like
button.
Full 4.
You got to be in 14-8 here, guys. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
It's 1 broom more than I've been given Ben, but otherwise it's the same line. Like we kind of want to be.
Kathy, as they chat things over, let's check in on Catlin Schneider, BC New Brunswick. Catlin, ready to go.
Well, he's trying to make the Yellowstone in the house go right by the double raise.
Clean.
Clean.
This is
Watch
not
the
the
red there.
last rock, but it could end it.
Okay.
Still some life for New Brunswick.
Yeah, I like that. I don't see anything else.
No, that's good.
15 top 4.
Thinking there.
3 rocks remaining in the update sheet.
Yeah.
Well, and you can see that for James, he's going to have to hit, and then Catlin will have an open shot.
Pretty good. Line's good.
In the meantime, our feature,
Line's good.
the out-turn draw on the way here. Brendan Bottcher in a 5-5 tie here in 10.
Line's good.
Line's good.
A lot of spots that could end in really bad.
Gotta go.
Top
Really gotta
8,
go.
Go
back
ahead, then.
4. You got to be somewhere in between.
Come on.
Keep going. Keep going.
Go,
Keep
go,
going.
go, 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 go.
A big drag, and that's pretty close to exactly what they wanted.
It really is.
Good job, buddy. Great weight.
Alberta lies
Really good
2.
spot, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
Hard.
Yep.
Yep.
If that had stopped there, Brian, it'd be an easy double and no draw path. If it had stopped back here, it would be an easy freeze. Perfect weight by Bottcher.
And, you know, let's see if we ever.
And in the update sheet, you can see Grattan comes in, and for BC, what's the situation here, Kathy?
Make it go away.
And it's game over.
You bet.
flying out of there, make him draw.
Like that?
Yep.
Grattan had that chance for 3 last end,
Timeout.
and Catlin made a pistol come around.
Well,
We're not
we have
shot.
a not shot.
Yeah. I don't even know if I have a double if he misses.
BC called their timeout just more to stop the clock, give Catlin time to settle in. He's got a lot of time.
And the challenge for James was early, just with that extra curl, just a bit of a soft rotation, Russ.
Yes.
And he was light and over curled so often.
It works in New Brunswick, not when the rocks are dusted up.
Catlin delivers. Meantime, in our feature,
Clean.
Trevor Bonot delivers. Has to be shot stone when this is all said and done. His final stone here in 10. Big brush from Potts. Got to get them both moving, and he does. Both Reds go. What a shot again from Trevor Bonot.
These guys are for real.
He talked about his leadership ability, just so calm and cool. And coached by Al Hackner, he carries a lot of that demeanor.
In the meantime, you see Catlin Schneider running Grattan out of stones, so BC will win. And one more look on our feature. Bang, bang.
Oh. Look what Alberta's had to do here. Kennedy made that unbelievable aiming at 1.5 inches of a rock with peel weight, kicked it out of there. Brendan Bottcher put it right on the X, and he still has to make this to win or lose.
The broom is down, and the draw needs to touch a bit of that 4-foot for the win. 100% on 4 draws today, and it's in the hands of the front end now. Final stone, Brendan Bottcher. And they pick him up right away.
Come on, buddy.
Brett Gallant, Ben Hebert. Can they drag it there? This looks light.
We're halfway there, Ben.
This looks really light. Wow. Just like that, Northern Ontario with the stolen win. The massive double, Trevor Bonot, and they steal themselves a victory. 6-5 your final, as this team from Northern Ontario is the real deal. And there's Coach. That big timeout and handshakes.
Not are you guys good? You're good looking.
Al Hackner, the coach, celebrating with the skip. We'll step aside from Regina and wrap up her coverage after this.
The 2024 Montana's Brier is proudly presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. By Kruger Products, the softest and strongest supporters for over 40 years. By BKT Tires, growing together. And by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada.
That's the sights and sounds of the fans of Northern Ontario stealing a win versus one of the favorites, Brendan Bottcher and Team Alberta. Unbelievable finish. Trevor Bonot, what a shot he pulled off, making that double. Some fist bumps all around. Mike McCarville, just an outstanding showing as this team from Thunder Bay making some noise this year. All right, our updated standings. You can see now, Bonot up to 3-1. So is Bottcher, but remember now, it is Trevor Bonot. He owns the head-to-head record if it comes down to a tiebreaker. Dunstone responds with a win. He's 2-1. Reed Carruthers, Brad Jacobs, they are perfect at 3-0. The other perfect team, Mike McEwen out of Saskatchewan, he is 3-0 as well. What a shot. What a fan group. They can hear you back at Thunder Bay. I'll tell you, what a great performance from this team. Later on tonight, we are not done. Brad Gushue, 5-time Brier champ, taking on the 4-time champion Kevin Cooey. But look at the records. Cooey 1-3, Gushue 2-2. Pretty much a must-win already. That's later tonight, 8 Eastern time, as Vic, Russ, Joe, Kathy will return and have you covered right here on TSN. It came down to the wire in our feature, and what a comeback for Northern Ontario. Getting all warmed up at this year's Montana's Brier. Glad you with us for our coverage. We'll see you later on tonight. In the meantime, it is time for SportsCenter. Let's send it to the legend, Rod Smith.